Chapter 748, Feng Mansion. At this moment, Prince Feng's residence was in a complete mess. Many commander-level powerhouses gathered together and looked at Hua Qidao, who was exuding a cold aura. Hua Qidao looked at the crowd below and shouted, "Everyone from the Feng Mansion, gather in the outer court." Not far away, Feng Mieshing, who was being pulled by Lu Wushan, shouted, "Hua Qidao, the Feng Mansion is not up to you to give orders." "Your Highness." Hua Qidao's expression was ugly as he said coldly, "Normally, the mansion is not under my jurisdiction. However, the Hua Mansion was destroyed today, and the culprits came from the Feng Mansion. If there is no explanation for this, I will not be able to answer to the true King Hall and Lord Hua Mansion." Feng Mieshing shouted, "Hua Qidao, stop framing the Feng Mansion. The Tianji army is useless. How could the Feng Mansion be related to the culprits?" Feng Mieshing was not stupid. It did not matter if the culprits came from the Feng Mansion or not. The Feng Mansion was also a victim. Although there were no important people living in the Hua Mansion, it was still the Hua Mansion's reputation. The Hua Mansion had long been dissatisfied with him. He had always felt that it was his fault for losing the 18 southern regions. Now that the culprits came from the Feng Mansion and destroyed the Hua Mansion, the Hua Mansion would definitely hate him. Even if the Hua Mansion did not cause trouble for him because of the king ancestor, Feng Mieshing was still terrified to be hated by a true king. Hua Qidao replied coldly, "Your Highness, I am not making up nonsense whether it is true or not. Where are Venerable Feng Hua and Commander Feng Yu in the Feng Mansion? Also," Hua Qidao said coldly, "there are secret passageways in the Feng Yu and Feng Hua mansions." "Secret passageways?" Feng Mieshing's expression changed as he looked at Lu Wushan. He was only a rank 7 and could not detect very far underground, so he did not discover anything. Lu Wushan nodded slightly. He had discovered it too. There was indeed a secret passageway. Although there were signs of it being buried, it was fine if they did not investigate. Gods like him and Hua Qidao could easily discover something unusual with a simple investigation. Feng Mieshing cursed in his heart, but his expression remained the same as he said, "This doesn't mean anything. Feng Hua and Feng Yu are missing. Maybe it's the work of the thief." As he spoke, Feng Mieshing landed in the mansion. He looked around and shouted, "Do you see Feng Hua and Feng Yu?" In the mansion, a commander hurriedly said, "Reporting to your Highness, Commander Feng Yu had a discussion with Supremacy Feng Hua. After that, Supremacy Feng Hua sent us to patrol the outer court. After that, we haven't seen Commander Feng Yu." "What about Feng Hua?" "Venerable Feng Hua went to the mining area of life. After that, he returned to the mansion and didn't see him again." "Mining area?" Feng Mieshing's expression changed again as he shouted anxiously, "Go to the mine!" Soon, everyone walked toward the entrance of the mine. A moment later, everyone arrived. At this moment, the 2 generals guarding the mine had not left and were still guarding the entrance. Both of them had seen the chaos in the mansion. When they saw Feng Mieshing and the others, they were terrified and quickly bowed. Feng Mieshing did not even look at them as he walked straight into the mine. Behind him, Hua Qidao and the others, as well as some of the onlookers, followed. Feng Mieshing ignored them and followed them. There were no secrets in the mine. When they reached the mine, Feng Mieshing did not notice anything, but Lu Wushan frowned slightly. Hua Qidao quickly noticed that something was wrong and suddenly looked up. "How dare you, Feng Hua?" Hua Qidao growled and suddenly punched the top. Feng Mieshing's expression turned ugly. Just as he was about to speak, there was a loud crack. A crystal wall at the top shattered, revealing a hole inside. Lu Wushan used her spiritual power to check and sighed. "It's been hollowed out. The other party used the undying deity to fill the gap. Feng Mieshing quickly asked, "Can the undying deity's aura remain?" Hua Qidao said lightly, "Yes, Fenghua's aura." "Humph," Feng Mieshing said coldly. "Fenghua would not do such a thing. If he really wanted to, he wouldn't do it now. Fenghua has been in the Feng mansion for 30 years. There will be plenty of opportunities. For a mere life stone, Fenghua would betray the Feng mansion unless his undying deity exploded." Feng Mieshing did not believe that Fenghua would do such a thing. Fenghua was the chief steward of the Feng mansion. If he really wanted to steal the mine, why would he wait until now? At this moment, Feng Mieshing frowned. He glanced at Lu Wushan, who nodded slightly. There was indeed some remnant aura of Fenghua. Feng Mieshing's expression changed again. Fenghua's letter said that the mine was stolen. That was not Fenghua. Who was it? Feng Mieshing said in a low voice. Fenghua would never betray the Feng mansion, unless something really happened to him. Fenghua is an intermediate venerable. As he spoke, he looked at Hua Qidao and gritted his teeth. Hua Qidao, the Tianji army even dares to monitor the Feng mansion. Is the Tianji army so useless? If that's the case, the entire Tianji army can be disbanded. Every year, the imperial court uses a large amount of resources on you. Almost all of the imperial court's treasury is spent on you. What use do you have for such useless people? Hua Qidao's expression did not look good either. However, this was not the time to fuss over this. He said in a low voice, "We did leave some traces. It was because we noticed the traces that we discovered that the thief might be hiding in the Feng mansion. That's why we decided to use the sky screen to monitor. The situation was urgent." The true king's palace needed time to reply. The Feng mansion did not allow the Tianji army to enter and investigate. I had no choice but to think of the sky screen. Hua Qidao changed the sequence and used the sky screen. That was after the king's residences refused to assist in the investigation. This way, it would not be an intentional investigation of the Feng mansion in advance. As Hua Qidao spoke, he quickly added, "We discovered that the thief was very cunning. He was at least an honorable realm martial artist and could change his appearance. This means that he was not just a beginner honorable realm martial artist. His control over his strength and the golden body was extremely brilliant. Previously, the other party robbed some shops, and we discovered some traces of him. We've been tracking him, but he managed to escape from us and entered the king's mansion." Hua Qidao looked around and said slowly, "The Feng mansion is not under the Tianji army's surveillance. We have no right to investigate the Feng mansion, so we could only let the thief escape." Feng Mieshing ignored him. He frowned and said, "A venerable, to be able to kill Fenghua, he must be at least an upper stage venerable. No, an upper stage venerable might be able to kill Fenghua in a fight to the death." However, there have been no signs of a battle between high-ranked martial artists in the imperial city recently, killing Fenghua without a sound. Feng Mieshing's pupils constricted. He suddenly looked at the imperial court. The Heavenly Elm Guardian could do that. Or a top-notch divine path powerhouse like the Right Divine General, who was ranked in the top 10 of the God list. Otherwise, even if Hua Qidao wanted to kill Fenghua, he would definitely be able to do so. However, if he did not cause any commotion, then he would be overestimating Hua Qidao. Hua Qidao seemed to know what he was thinking. He said nonchalantly, "When we were tracking the thief, I felt that he was not too strong. If he was, we would not have been able to track him. He might have some special ability or even a way to hide his aura. Otherwise, with such a close distance and the countless powerhouses in the imperial city, how could he hide from us so easily? Special ability, hiding aura?" Feng Mieshing's expression changed. Then His expression turned ferocious. Special ability. He only knew one martial artist who could hide aura. Fong Ping. Was it Fong Ping? How could it be? It could not be. Feng Mieshing roared in his heart. It could not be. It could not be Fong Ping. If it was Fong Ping, did it not mean that the other party had been hiding in his house, right under his nose? Feng Mieshing was not the only one who thought about it. Beside him, Lu Wushan also muttered, hiding aura. Only Fong Ping, who is suspected to be the reincarnation of the Devil Emperor in the Land of Rebirth, has this ability. Marshal Hua, are you saying that the person is Fong Ping? That's ridiculous. Hua Qidao frowned slightly. It might not be him. Fong Ping seems to have just entered the venerable level. I have not thought much about this person before. Besides, Fong Ping is still in the Land of Rebirth. I am just wondering if there is someone else who also has this ability. After all, God's land is huge. There are countless powerhouses. Perhaps there are others who can do this. Feng Mieshing did not listen to what he said. Suddenly, he burrowed into the hole in the mineral vein above him. After checking, he muttered, there are traces of a divine saber. A saber-using martial artist used a divine weapon to cut the mineral vein. Having said that, Feng Mieshing quickly burrowed out again. He gritted his teeth and said, is it the same for Duke Huai Manor's mineral vein? Duke Huai Manor's mineral vein has been forcefully destroyed without any concealment. However, there are also traces of a divine saber. Without another word, Feng Mieshing hurriedly left the mineral vein. Seeing that, everyone followed him. Fenghua Manor. Feng Mieshing opened Fenghua's treasure vault. It was empty. Then, Feng Mieshing found a hidden secret passage in the bedroom. After looking for a while, Feng Mieshing went to Maple Jade Manor and continued his search. At this moment, Feng Mieshing did not say a word. His face was gloomy. Then he shouted, where are the foreign martial artists? Men, bring them here. Beside him, Hua Qidao sneered in his heart. You finally noticed. A commander beside him said hurriedly, Your Highness, the foreign martial artists were sent by Venerable Fenghua to do some work. Damn it. At this moment, Hua Qidao said, those foreign martial artists? I noticed something strange earlier. These people have been sneakily monitoring the important areas of the Duke residences. When something happened, I've already sent people to arrest these foreign martial artists. Even the foreign martial practitioners under His Highness Hua Yu's command were included within the scope of their capture. Recently, there have been many incidents in the imperial city, and all of them happened after these foreign martial artists arrived. If the criminals really started the crime before that, then these foreign martial artists are the most suspicious. Feng Mieshing's face was ashen. Since why didn't you arrest these people earlier? Hua Qidao said calmly, these people were brought here by His Highness. There is no concrete evidence, only speculation. The Tianji army has no right to arrest them. Besides, if the Tianji army really wanted to arrest them, would His Highness agree? Humph! Feng Mieshing ignored him. At this moment, a few more martial artists arrived in the sky. Hua Yu, Purple Moon, and the rest arrived as well. Once Hua Yu arrived, he immediately asked, Commander Hua, what is the meaning of this? The Tianji army wants us to hand over the foreign martial artists, Hua Qidao said. Your Highness, the criminals might be among the foreign martial artists. For the safety of Your Highness, I have no choice but to do this. Hearing that the criminals might be among the foreign martial artists, Hua Yu said nothing more. At this moment, a large number of Tianji army escorted some people over. Jin Yuhuai and the rest were filled with fear and horror. Again, what was going on? This time, they had come to the restricted area. It was too shocking. Before they even reached the imperial city, more than half of them had died. Only the lucky ones like them were left. How many days had it been? Something had happened again. Jin Yuhui was close to tears. If he had known this would happen, he would have stayed in the foreign martial artists and continued doing business with the land of rebirth, earning some resources and cultivating diligently. Who would have thought that things would happen one after another after just a few days in the restricted area? This was too dangerous. Feng Miexing ignored them. His mentality scanned these people again and again. Then he suddenly shouted, "Kill them all!" "Your Highness!" Before Hua Qidao could say anything, Lu Wushan frowned slightly and shouted in a low voice. There were more than 100 people, and they were all warrior-level martial artists. This was a little different from before. Although a large number of people had died in Qingyang Royal City, there were not many descendants of powerhouses among them. After all, the powerhouses that Feng Miexing and the rest had chosen were the most outstanding ones. Moreover, they had not been in the imperial city back then. Now that they were in the imperial city, everyone was watching. Among these 100 people, there were more than 30 descendants of the foreign city lords. If they were killed just like that, who knew if their enemies would inform the foreign city lords? There was a high possibility that many of these people had connections with the foreign martial artists. As a result, Feng Mansion had provoked a large number of foreign city lords. Feng Miexing did not care about this. Just as he was about to continue, Lu Wushan said, "If there are really martial artists above the venerable realm hiding among them, I will test them and find out." As he spoke, Lu Wushan suddenly swung his palm at one of them. A scream was heard. The person who was hit was bleeding profusely from his head, exposing his white bones. It was extremely terrifying. Lu Wushan shook his head and said, "The skull is not golden. He is not a venerable realm martial artist." This was also the best way to prove whether a martial artist was a rank 8 golden body. The skull was the symbol of a rank 8 golden body. Since the skull was white, it was naturally impossible for a rank 8 powerhouse to disguise themselves. When Feng Miexing saw this, he shouted, "Attack!" The commander-level martial artists in Duke Feng's mansion didn't hesitate at all and attacked those people. The others watched coldly from the sidelines. Breaking the skull and exposing the bones was not a serious injury, but it was definitely not a light one. However, at this moment, these people were already lucky to be able to escape death. No one cared about their injuries. Soon, no one was able to escape such treatment. Their skulls were exposed, and none of them dared to cry out. They looked at the crowd in fear, not daring to make a sound. "Your Highness, no." The commander-level report made Feng Miexing frown. At this moment, Hua Qidao suddenly said, "Actually, there is one missing foreign martial artist." The image of Kuei Ming running away and shouting suddenly flashed across Feng Miexing's mind. He said suddenly, "Kuei Ming is dead. His remains are still there. Storage artifact." As soon as this was said, Feng Miexing had to admit it even though he did not want to admit it. There were some things that he already understood. Kuei Ming. Feng Miexing's expression turned uglier and uglier, hiding his aura, storing artifact, mining, digging underground. It was good enough to have one of them, but he knew of all of them. There was only one person who could do this. Feng Ping. Feng Miexing gritted his teeth so hard that they were about to break. Feng Ping. His greatest enemy was right under his nose, making a fool out of him, mocking him. He was the one who brought Feng Ping back. Before this, he had thought that Feng Ping was his lucky star. What a joke! Even more shameful. Feng Miexing was about to explode. Then he turned around abruptly and shouted, "Since you suspected him, why didn't you arrest him? Damn it! Guards of Prince Feng's mansion, search the entire city immediately." Feng Miexing was furious. Seeing that the people in the mansion were still hesitating, he roared, "Go!" Lu Wushan said in a low voice, "Your Highness, if it's really Fong Ping, it's been some time since Prince Huai's mansion was destroyed. He might have changed his identity. The imperial city is so big, I'm afraid it'll be difficult to track him down." "Then investigate it thoroughly," Feng Mieshing said furiously. "Everyone in the imperial city, investigate one by one. Fong Ping is a martial artist who has been resurrected, and he's a venerable martial artist too. No matter how hard he tries to hide, he can't be completely untraceable. His internal organs, his skull, they're all different. Follow the method, just now, and investigate one by one. I don't believe that he can hide from everyone. Fengzhe, go to True King Hall and ask Ancestor Wang to return. Your Highness, go. I'll be with Uncle Wushan from now on. Who can hurt me? Go and inform Ancestor Wang that Fong Ping has come to the imperial city." Having said that, Feng Mieshing shouted, "Martial law is in the imperial city. Everyone is allowed to enter, but not leave. Ask Pantheon of Demons to cooperate. All the monster plants are to seal off the underground passageways. I'd like to see how he's going to escape. Seal off the underground passageways and investigate one by one. They would definitely be able to find Fong Ping." Feng Mieshing gritted his teeth. "You're the one who delivered yourself to me. This time, I'll definitely kill you." However, as soon as he said that, Hua Qidao and the others frowned. Hua Qidao quickly said in a low voice, "Your Highness Feng, it's not appropriate to seal off the entire imperial city and investigate it thoroughly. It's also impossible. There are tens of millions of people in the imperial city. It won't be easy to investigate one by one." Feng Mieshing was furious. "Fong Ping has come to the imperial city. Are we going to let him leave? He's the reincarnation of a demon emperor. He might be able to take the third Tao. You're telling me that such a person isn't worth it?" Hua Qidao said. "Don't think that I don't know what you're thinking. You deliberately let Fong Ping go before. Now, that Fong Ping is right under your nose. As long as you put in some effort, you can definitely capture him and kill him. At this point, you still dare to shirk responsibility." Feng Mieshing was completely enraged. Fong Ping was here. As long as they investigated the imperial city thoroughly, they would definitely find that fellow. But now, the Sky Plant Army was deliberately indulging themselves again. In his rage, Feng Mieshing did not bother to hide anything. He said angrily, "When the Wang ancestor returns, I'll definitely tell him everything." You framed the Wang ancestor, and now you're ignoring the might of a true king and deliberately letting Fong Ping go. You let him destroy Duke Huai Manor, monitor the True King Manor, and even gather the god generals for a meeting today, leaving us to guard the manor. Hua Qi said, "How dare you? How vicious of you." Hua Qidao shouted, "Your Highness, be careful with your words. We didn't know that Fong Ping was here. Even now, it's only your Highness's one-sided story. We have never had any contact with Fong Ping. As for monitoring some mansions, I have indeed overstepped my bounds. I will go to the True King Hall to ask for forgiveness. As for the rest, it's all your Highness's one-sided story. How can you speak nonsense?" "Humph!" Feng Mieshing snorted coldly again. He looked at Hua Yu and the others and sneered. "Get lost. If you stay in the imperial city, even if you don't die now, you'll die sooner or later. The 300,000 Sky Plant Army is rotten to the core. Even if Fong Ping doesn't kill you, there will always be people who want to kill us. What a good way to kill someone with a borrowed knife. I want to see if you dare to kill me. From today onwards, I will enter the palace. Before the king ancestor arrives, I want to see if I will die. Unless the entire imperial city is destroyed, Otherwise, I will die in the palace. Everyone here today can bear witness to that. How dare you? Let's see how big your guts are." In the crowd, everyone's eyes flickered with uncertainty. Hua Qidao felt a headache coming on. This Feng Mieshing, damn it, dragging the Sky Plant Army and the King Ancestor down with him again and again. The key was that this fellow was not stupid when he should be, but when he should not be, he was extremely stupid. Feng Mieshing did not care about this. He no longer cared about Duke Feng Manor. He leaped into the air and said, "I will go to the palace now. As for whether or not you let Fang Ping go, it's all up to you. If you capture Fang Ping, I promise to write off everything that happened before. If you can't capture Fang Ping, then just wait and see. Since you disregard the rules and everything, then there's no need for me to follow them anymore. When the King Ancestor returns, we'll settle the score." Hua Qidao's expression was extremely ugly. At this time, Hua Yu and the rest also leaped into the air, laughing. "Feng Mieshing, let's go together. We will also go to the palace to rest for a few days. 300,000 Sky Plant Army soldiers, dozens of divine generals, and yet we can't even capture a thief. Our lives are in danger at any time. What a joke. The Imperial City has really declined." Everyone laughed. Their laughter was sinister. The Sky Plant Army was trash. This was an undeniable fact. But whether they were real trash or fake trash, that was hard to say. After these people left, the other divine generals also sneered and leaped into the air to leave. The ban on flying had become a complete joke. After they left, one of the Sky Plant Army's divine generals said in a low voice, "General Hua, what do we do now?" Hua Qidao's expression was ugly. Very quickly, he said in a low voice, "Go, get the Pantheon of Demons to activate the sealing formation. All the monster plants, seal the underground passageway. The Sky Plant Army's commander-level martial artists, patrol the outer city. Investigate. Don't we want to investigate? Investigate thoroughly then. Investigate everyone. This is an order from Duke Feng Manor. Since we want to investigate, then investigate all the princely manors and all the hidden personnel. I also want to see how strong the princely manors are and how many people they have. Go now." "Yes, sir." Everyone accepted the order and left. Very soon, the entire Imperial City entered a period of martial law. 300,000 Sky Plant Army soldiers poured out from all directions. Hundreds of high-ranked martial artists were scattered in all directions. On the Imperial City's city walls, those green monster plants began to spread and extend. Underground, the tentacles formed an impenetrable net that extended hundreds and thousands of meters underground. Not only that, this large net began to combine with the mineral veins. The entire underground became a large net. Sky Plant City seemed to have become an enclave wrapped in a bowl. The 99 mineral veins were not distributed randomly. At this moment, they had also combined with the monster plants, sealing off the entire Sky Plant City. Underground, it had become a dead end. On the ground, more than 300 high-ranked martial artists were scattered in all directions. On the 200,000 meters long city walls, there was a high-ranked martial artist guarding almost every 3,000 meters. Other than the high ranks, above the city walls, middle-ranked martial artists also formed a human wall. Every few steps, there was a middle-ranked martial artist standing guard. Inside the city, more than 10 divine generals rose into the air, monitoring the entire city from above. Every true king's residence and every divine general's residence had powerhouses standing proudly in the air, monitoring the surroundings. Sky Plant City was fine when it did not move, but when it moved, it was extremely terrifying. The residents in the city were panicking. The Imperial City had already ordered that no one was allowed to go out for 3 days. Everyone had to stay in their houses and wait for the Sky Plant military to investigate. Under the leadership of a few powerhouses, dozens of monsters that looked like hunting dogs were also sniffing around Prince Feng's residence and Prince Huai's residence, carefully identifying the aura. Since Prince Feng's residence wanted to investigate, the royal court would not shirk the responsibility anymore. Otherwise, some things would really be difficult to explain. Feng Miexing's words were forcing the royal court to abdicate. If they did not investigate, they would not be able to catch Feng Ping. That would be the royal lord's responsibility. If they investigated, even if they did not catch him, at least it would prove that the royal lord's faction did not deliberately let him go. In the imperial palace, the royal lord chuckled and murmured, "There's nowhere to run. What a pity." Under such circumstances, Feng Ping was probably dead meat. Zhao Xingwu's residence, feeling the imperial city's martial law and the omnipresent danger, Zhao Xingwu's expression was also uncertain. Under such circumstances, unless one was at the peak, there was really no way out. Feng Ping actually fell here. Please remember this book's original domain name. 9 Heavens Divine Emperor. Chapter 749. At the same time, Wanting Tower. Ji Yao's expression was also extremely cold. In the hall, Ji Yao suddenly slammed the table and said coldly, "Uncle Wang, Feng Ping actually came to Sky Plant City. We must kill him this time." Ji Nen said in a low voice, "Little Yao, this is Sky Plant's royal court's matter. It has nothing to do with us. If we make a move here, it will make Sky Plant's royal court vigilant. Now, that Sky Plant City has set up a trap. If Feng Ping is really here, he definitely can't escape." As she said that, Ji Nen looked outside through the window and said, "Moreover, no one can say for sure whether it is Feng Ping or not. No one has seen Feng Ping before. Everything is said by the Sky Plant's army. Little Yao, sometimes what you hear may not be true, and what you see may not be true. Sky Plant's royal court's situation is complicated now. Maybe someone is deliberately setting it up. Ji Yao was a little doubtful. Beside her, Xian Tong said lightly, "It's still possible. Whether it is Feng Ping or not, who can say for sure? It's not surprising that someone wants to use Feng Ping's name to make some arrangements. Feng Ping is a resurrected martial artist. Even if he explains, who will believe him? Moreover, there won't be such a chance at all. Who will listen to Feng Ping's explanation?" Ji Yao fell silent. After a moment, she suddenly said, "If it is really Feng Ping, I heard that he came to Wanting Tower before. Could he be hiding among us now?" Ji Nen said with amusement, "How could that be? He made a big commotion at Huai Manor previously. How would he dare to come to Wanting Tower again? Moreover, we know our people very well. He can't impersonate us rashly." Ji Yao frowned. "That's not for sure. If it is really Feng Ping, this person is extremely daring. He might dare to do it. Uncle Wang, we still have to investigate in case he sneaks into our side." Ji Nen thought for a moment and said, "That's true. Then let everyone gather and investigate one by one." Ji Yao suddenly looked at Xianzhen and the rest, frowning slightly. "The few of you have to investigate too. Based on my understanding of him, this person is extremely daring. The more dangerous it is, the more he has to try. The few of you have different identities. The more you are like that, the more likely it is that you will be impersonating him." As she said that, Ji Yao continued, "According to the current news, Feng Ping might have impersonated Kuei Ming, Maple Jade, and Feng Hua. When Kuei Ming died, Maple Jade was at the scene. At that time, Maple Jade purposely chose to meet us at the Divine Guest House. Maybe he had the intention to observe us." Upon hearing this, the descendants of the monarchs were somewhat displeased. A young man said slowly, "Ji Yao, there's no need to do this, right? Don't tell me you don't even trust us? Be careful." Ji Yao responded coldly, then snorted and said, "This person is my great enemy. I must kill him. This empress can't completely trust the few of you, but it's naturally fine to prove that you aren't him." Everyone looked at each other, speechless and aggrieved. When did things reach this stage? He still had to prove that he was himself. The few of them felt helpless. Soon, one of the young men slapped his chest, and a crack appeared on his chest, revealing his internal organs that had been completely transformed from energy. Then, this person drank a big mouthful of life essence, saying slightly helplessly, "Ji Yao, is there no other way?" With the heavenly plant's royal court's inspection this time, who knows how many people will die? Ji Yao said coldly, "The ones who die are their people. It's not our place to worry." But Ji Yao looked at Ji Nen and said, "Uncle Wang, is this the only way to check? Is there no way to break his qi concealment technique?" Ji Nen pondered and said, "I've never seen Fong Ping before, and I don't know what kind of technique he used to conceal his qi. Before this, you guys couldn't detect it. Maybe it's because you guys aren't strong enough. It's hard to say whether he can hide it from God general-level martial artists, but if it's really him this time, then it means that he has the ability to do so. As for true king level, it's impossible to determine at the moment. The biggest difference between resurrected martial artists and us is the difference in qi, as well as some differences in their structure. If qi can't be determined, then we can only use this method to determine. Or, after thinking for a while, Jinan suddenly laughed and said, "Actually, there's another way, the indestructible deity materialization. This is actually very simple, and it's easier to determine, but the indestructible deity materialization is an ability that only high-ranked martial artists can have. If he disguises himself as a middle or low-ranked martial artist, then there's no way to determine it." As soon as this was said, the youth who ruptured his internal organs earlier said helplessly, "Master Ji, Nan, doesn't this mean that what I did just now was useless?" Ji Nan laughed and said, "Actually, it's still more accurate to determine the internal organs. The indestructible deity materialization can change its form. Fong Ping's materialization is more complicated, and it's easier to transform a complicated materialization into a simple one. However, he hasn't seen our materialization before, and if he wants to transform it, there's no reference, so this method of judgment can still be used. After all, we can't let all high-ranked martial artists rupture their own internal organs and let others examine them." Ji Yao nodded slightly and said, "You guys just need to show your indestructible deity materialization." Xianzhen and the others were helpless and did not say much, showing their materialization one after another. Some were in the form of monsters, some in the form of weapons. These were also the most common materialization forms. Ji Yao watched for a while, not saying anything. Soon, Ji Yao summoned those Destiny Royal Court martial artists. This time, the envoy group came close to 100 people. There were more than 10 high-ranked martial artists, and the rest were all rank 6. The two god generals, Jinan and Xian Tong, began to check one by one. Soon, Jinan laughed and said, "Little Yao, you're worrying too much. There's no resurrected martial artist." Ji Yao breathed a sigh of relief, stood up and walked to the window, looking at the chaotic sky plant city outside, and asked hesitantly, "Where's Fong Ping?" Seeing her like this, Ji Nan was also very helpless. Ji Yao had been arrogant since she was young, and she had almost never been at a disadvantage. In the end, it was not the first time she was defeated by Fong Ping. Wang Zhandi almost died in Fong Ping's hands, and on the trip to the 18 Southern Territories, she even lost her divine weapon, even causing the 18 Southern Territories to be lost. This had a lot to do with Ji Yao. After that, she even pushed for the two royal courts to cooperate, resulting in the death of a true king. If it were someone else, they would have been long dead. Although Ji Yao relied on the Ji family's power and was not seriously affected, these things still dealt a big blow to her. As they spoke, Ji Nan suddenly roared, "How dare you!" As soon as the words came out, he and Xian Tong rushed toward a basilica on the left at the same time, directly breaking through the wall, instantly killing their way to the monster's resting area next to it. Damn it! Ji Nan saw the situation in the basilica clearly and was instantly furious. His mentality suddenly overflowed, his aura exploding, and he roared, "Fong Ping has been here. Quick, surround this place immediately." At this time, Xian Tong had already rushed out, looking everywhere. Ji Yao also entered the basilica. When she saw the phoenix chirping continuously, she hurriedly began to communicate. Very soon, Ji Yao's face was livid, and she gritted her teeth and said, "It's Fong Ping. It's that bastard." The phoenix said that its vision suddenly went black, and then it lost consciousness. When it woke up again, Tyrannosaurus and Qi, who were already gone. This time, Destiny Royal Court brought a lot of monsters with them. There were even 5 high-ranked monsters. These high-ranked monsters could not be treated as normal monsters, and they also had their own resting area. Now, there were only 3 left here. Ji Nan's mentality had already spread out, and she said coldly, "How dare they?" Actually making a move right under our noses. If this kind of person doesn't die, then we'll have to be careful in the future. They really did not expect this. When the Sky Plant Army was patrolling, when the whole city was surrounded, that guy actually dared to appear in 1,000 buildings just next door and killed 2 rank 7 monsters. They were also human, and if they were human, they could not always be on guard. Ji Nan, on the other hand, sensed the change in aura very quickly, but in just a moment, the person disappeared. Everyone's faces were livid. If this kind of person did not die, they really had to be careful in the future. It was too dangerous. In just a moment, he killed 2 rank 7 monsters, and he also ran away. It was too scary. Not only did Ji Nan investigate the surroundings, but he also investigated the entire 1,000 buildings. Seeing that these people were chasing after the enemy, as if they had forgotten about other places, in the corner, 2 rank 4 martial artists looked terrified. One of them, blood flowing from his mouth, a large hole opened in his chest, and most of the internal organs inside were shattered. He said, trembling, "Sir, Ji Yao," and the others glanced sideways. These 2 people were sent by 1,000 buildings to feed the monsters. Looking at the injuries on both of them, they should have been injured by the monsters. Ji Yao looked at the phoenix sparrow, and the phoenix sparrow chirped a few times. Ji Yao said coldly, "The phoenix sparrow said that it woke up and accidentally hurt these 2 people. Someone give these 2 some fountain of life." Thank you, Your Highness." Both of them looked excited. Their injuries were extremely serious. Without the fountain of life, they would die without a doubt. However, they were just small fries. Where would they get the fountain of life? 1,000 buildings would not care about the life and death of 2 small fries, and would not waste the fountain of life on them. Among the people Ji Yao brought, a commander martial artist stepped forward, frowned, and poured a little fountain of life on both of their chests. Very soon, both of their injuries recovered at a speed visible to the naked eye. Ji Yao tilted her head and said, "Both of you, did you notice anything unusual?" "Your Highness, I was serving a few Lord Divine Beasts, and did not notice anything. When I woke up," as this person spoke, he looked at the phoenix sparrow with some fear. Just now, when the phoenix sparrow flapped its wings, the 2 of them could not even withstand the aftermath and were almost killed. Seeing this, Ji Yao did not ask any more, also knowing that she would not be able to get anything out of him. At this time, people from Thousand Buildings side also arrived. A commander powerhouse hurried into the main hall. Seeing that two monsters were missing, his expression changed drastically, saying hurriedly, "Your Highness," Ji Yao snorted coldly, full of dissatisfaction. This was Sky Plant City. Ridiculous Sky Plant City. With so many powerhouses, they actually let Fong Ping wreak havoc. Even two high-ranked monsters were killed. Ji Yao snorted coldly and did not say anything more, turning to leave. After thinking for a while, she suddenly said, "Uncle Wang, can he pretend to be a monster?" Ji Nen was stunned for a moment, saying uncertainly, "I don't think so. The monster race is completely different from us, and not the same system. Also, the monster race is huge." Although she said that, Ji Nen still used her mentality, scanning the three monsters inch by inch. A few monsters seemed to be slightly dissatisfied, neighing in a low voice. After a moment, Ji Nen shook her head and said, "There should be no problem." Ji Yao breathed a sigh of relief, not asking any more, saying, "Uncle Wang, pay more attention these few days. Don't let that guy have another chance." "Don't worry." Ji Nen glanced at Xiantong, who was negotiating with the Sky Plant army outside, and did not say anything more. Everyone left one after another. At this time, the commander of Thousand Buildings glanced at the two terrified subordinates at the side and shouted, "Useless! Serve the few divine beast lords well. If there are any more mistakes, don't even think about living." The two of them hurriedly responded. At this time, one of them said softly, "Wu Li, are you okay?" The man called Wu Li shook his head slightly, his expression still filled with shock and fear. The man who asked before was somewhat helpless, sighing softly, saying, "Be careful. If there are any more mistakes, our lives will be in danger." Luckily, Her Highness Ji Yao took pity on us and rewarded us with the fountain of life to heal. Otherwise, both of us would not be able to live. Wu Li nodded, continuing to maintain his silence, looking at the injury on his chest, his thoughts unknown. Seeing that he did not utter a word, the man knew that he was probably scared out of his wits and did not say anything else. In reality, he was also scared out of his wits. Right now, his legs were trembling. It was too terrifying. One Ting Tower had actually been broken into by someone, and they had almost died here. At this moment, Fong Ping, who was called Wu Li, looked at the wound on his chest that was healing, thinking about a very serious problem. Is it useful for me to pretend to be this guy? As for his internal organs, Fong Ping felt that there was something wrong with those people's brains. He was a rank 8 golden body. Even if his internal organs were shattered, he would not die. Just now, in that instant, he directly shattered his internal organs, the kind that were completely shattered. He conveniently took out the internal organs of the true Black Force and stuffed them into his own internal organs. Some of them were shattered, and no one would want to take a second look at them after the first glance. How simple. He did not want his internal organs anymore. That should be fine, right? However, would pretending to be a guy who raised monsters be useful? Ji Yao, this woman is so paranoid. She's even a little neurotic. How can I pretend to be a monster? Even monsters have to be checked. She's crazy. Fong Ping really could not pretend to be a monster. It was not a problem with his aura. It was that his form could not change that appearance. Although golden body powerhouses were strong, their strength lay in their golden bones. Unless Fong Ping shattered his own bones and reassembled them, he might be able to reassemble them into a monster's skeleton. But that included the skull. Shattering his own skull, he might really die. Idiot! Fong Ping cursed in his heart. Did she really think that he was omnipotent? This monster's head was so big, it was impossible to pretend. It was not a big problem to raise the bones slightly and compress them a little. If it was a complete transformation, he would still kill himself. My internal organs have just been shattered. Ji Yao and the others all saw it. They probably won't suspect me anymore, right? Fang Ping glanced at his companion beside him. But this guy was a problem. He did not know what was going on with Wu Li. If not for the fact that he wanted to leave someone to deal with 1,000 buildings, it would have been better to kill him just now. But it's good that I've snuck into 1,000 buildings. It's so close, I can also investigate and understand these people's situation. I'll find a chance to stir up some trouble, kill a few people, and continue pretending. As for the royal court's lockdown, Fang Ping felt that it was a stupid decision. 10 million people. If you check them one by one, let's not talk about how long it will take. After you check one, I'll kill the one that has already been checked, and I'll continue pretending. What a joke. Unless I kill everyone in the city, directly, then I'll admit defeat. Fang Ping was full of disdain. If he had the guts, he would do it. Kill everyone in the city below high ranks, then he would be willing to die with them. But if it did not work, what was the point of the lockdown? At most, he would continue to mingle in Skyplant City. But I can't run out now. If I leave the city alone, I'll be more conspicuous. It's better to wait for the Holy Fruit Feast to end and leave together. Fang Ping had a plan in his heart. If he went out alone now, even if he really broke out of the encirclement, he would still be killed. The royal court was so big, where would he be afraid? On the way, there would be a lot of people in the royal city. If he was chased from behind, he might not be able to return to Earth alive. It's more reliable to go back through the king's battleground. Fang Ping was thinking about these things now, waiting for an opportunity. He believed that someone would create an opportunity for him. It was not an opportunity to impersonate someone else, but an opportunity to go to the king's battleground. If they could not kill him here, those people would go to the king's battleground. They would definitely go there. Old Wang, you guys give it your all. Fang Ping sighed in his heart. If they did not give it their all and did not make a big commotion, they would not go to the king's battleground. Then he might not have the chance to go there quickly. If time dragged on, he would be easily exposed. At the same time, the king's battleground, rank 7 territory, Li Hansong blew up an early stage rank 7 martial artist with a punch, laughing loudly. I, Li Hansong, am here. Fang Ping will be here soon. I'll kill all of you. If you're not happy, come and kill me. Not far away, Qin Fengqing scolded. What are you doing? You guys are crazy. Why do you have to get involved with that bastard Fang Ping? Qin Fengqing was going crazy. We're here to make a fortune, not to court death. Fang Ping has so many enemies. Why do you guys have to get involved with him? Li Hansong did not care about him, laughing loudly. See, this person is Qin Fengqing, Fang Ping's cousin. They're closer than real brothers. If we kill him, Fang Ping will come for revenge, no matter what. Come on, I came to the king's battleground, this time to seek revenge. How dare you chase after us last time? You're asking for it. Crazy, really crazy. Qin Fengqing wanted to cry, but had no tears. You're the F***king cousin with Fang Ping? I'm not. I'm innocent. You're asking for it. At this moment, powerhouses came from all directions using flight steps, each of them furious. Run! Li Hansong shouted. Yao Chungjun, Wang Jinyang, and the rest did not hesitate, using flight steps to escape. Qin Fengqing felt extremely wronged, saying sullenly, "What are you guys doing? Stop fooling around. Guys, I'm going to die. Because of you." Wang Jinyang used flight steps to escape, laughing. "What are you afraid of? Didn't you always think that you're stronger than us? But you're not famous. Who would know who you are? Now you're stepping on Fang Ping's name, so we can show our faces. Last time in the king's battleground, we killed many people too. but they only know Fong Ping, not us. Isn't this not giving us face? Old Wang, don't be crazy. You're going to kill us. Qin Fengqin really wanted to cry. Stop fooling around. I'm so scared. Here in the rank 7 region, they were all chasing after them now. He was going crazy. He did not get any benefits, but he had really made a name for himself. Listen, Qin Fengqin, where's Fong Ping? I'll kill you. I want to see if Fong Ping will come or not. Qin Fengqin, you're dead meat. You can't escape. From all directions, dozens of rank 7 martial artists roared one after another. Qin Fengqin was exasperated. He was here to make a fortune, not to seek death. He could not live on like this anymore. Old Wang and the rest of these lunatics did not come for anything else but to make a name for themselves. Now, their names were really big. Previously, some of the rank 7 martial artists who were scattered were killed by them. Now, they were all gathered together to hunt them down. If this went on, he was going to explode. In front, Li Hansong laughed loudly. A bunch of trash. And you want to kill us? Where's Ji Yao? Where's Feng Miesheng? Where did those trash go? Weren't they clamoring to kill us earlier? Did they want to kill Fong Ping? Now we're here. Do we even need Fong Ping to make a move? We'll kill you until you're scared witless. A bunch of trash. How dare you clamor to kill us? Remember my name, Li Hansong. If Feng Miesheng and the rest of the trash dare to come, I'll blow them up directly. Bastard. Bastard my ass. Come and kill me. Li Hansong was clamoring fiercely, but he still held on to Yao Chengjun tightly. He transmitted his voice. Run quickly, you're too slow. Yao Chengjun did not say a word and sped up again. Li Hansong grumbled. Why are you so useless? It was so good in the past. They couldn't find us if we weren't in their line of sight. Now, we're being hunted down every day. Yao Chengjun was furious. He transmitted his voice and scolded, I'm not as capable as Fong Ping. It's good enough that you can run. Your ability to provoke hatred is 30% of Fong Ping's. If this goes on, let me tell you, we'll all be in danger. Li Hansong grinned. What's there to be afraid of? Don't worry. After we kill a few more people, someone will definitely spread the news and wait for Feng Miesheng and the rest to come and kill us. You're crazy. Yao Chengjun was helpless too. He transmitted his voice. You and Old Wang have been killing people since you came in. You've been trying to lure Feng Miesheng and the rest in. Why? Do you really want to kill Feng Miesheng and the rest here? Can't we? It's not that we can't. Yao Chengjun was speechless. He was even helpless. He transmitted, but the 4 of us are no match for them. There are almost 100 of them rank 7 martial artists now. If Feng Miesheng and the rest come in, there will be more people. Right now, the 2 majestic courts have yet to unite completely. Once these people come in, they may officially unite. When that time comes, how are we going to escape? Then let's get out. Yao Chengjun was speechless. Was it that easy to get out? Right now, many rank 7s were watching the exit. What were these 2 fellows up to? At the same time, Qin Fengqin tugged at Old Wang, transmitting his voice. Old Wang, what are you doing? Don't tell me you want Fong Ping to come in? But that fellow Fong Ping might be eating dust somewhere now. If Feng Miesheng and the rest come, but Fong Ping doesn't, we're dead meat. Wang Jinyang laughed, transmitting his voice. Don't worry. Fong Ping will come. Of course, it's hard to say when. We have to make a big fuss. Otherwise, if Feng Miesheng and the rest look down on us, they might not come. But if we suffer heavy losses here, they won't be able to hold back. But what if he doesn't come? Nothing. Old Wang, don't do this. Tell me what plan you have. I'm going to die if you don't. If this goes on, Won't we be making dumplings for them? Wang Jinyang hesitated for a moment, smiling. It's okay. Don't worry, we have a trump card. What trump card? It won't work if I say it. Qin Fengqin wanted to cry, but had no tears. After a while, he said, What the F asterisk CK? You guys are crazy. I regret it now. If I knew this would happen, I wouldn't have come. Now, I don't get any benefits, and I'm being hunted every day. Qin Fengqin pulled a long face. He could not live on any more. What if Fang Ping could not come? Wait for death. Wang Jinyang patted his shoulder, looking helpless. I told you not to follow us, but you insisted. It's too late to cry now. Qin Fengqin looked dejected. Nonsense. How would I know that you guys would be so crazy? You came here not to look for treasures, but to kill people. If you want to kill people, so be it. The key is that you didn't get any benefits. It's a big loss. Seeing his dejection, old Wang comforted him again. Don't worry. This time, when Fang Ping comes, he'll definitely earn a lot. It'll be enough for you to eat for a few years. But if you count on yourself, how much can you earn? If you don't get Fang Ping here, how can you have the chance to earn a lot? Qin Fengqin scolded him telepathically. Why don't you let this guy impersonate you or someone else? He could even impersonate Fatty Jiang. Why did he have to go through the restricted areas? Isn't he just bored? There are more opportunities to make a fortune in the restricted areas. Forget it. He just wants to show off. Otherwise, he could kill a few restricted area martial artists here, then impersonate someone else. Isn't that the same? That's different. The martial artists here stay here all year round. Other than people like Feng Miesheng who leave frequently, there are others who stay here for decades and don't leave. As old Wang said that, he added, You should be faster. You can't beat them in a fight, and you can't outrun them either. What's the use of keeping you? Qin Fengqin was speechless. He felt even more helpless. How would he know that he would be hunted the moment he entered? Please remember this book's domain name. 9 Heavens Divine Emperor. Chapter 750. Skyplant City. Wanting Tower. Fang Ping fed the phoenix with energy stones. Not only energy stones, but also some life essence. Fang Ping was jealous. Damn, so extravagant. He really wanted to kill them and rob them of their dog food. As he was feeding, Ji Yao walked in and walked straight to the phoenix, saying, Phoenix, I'm going to the imperial court to participate in the holy fruit feast tomorrow. I can't bring you along. Ji Yao hesitated. She turned to Ji, Nan, and said, Uncle Wang, Fang Ping hasn't been caught yet. If we go and he attacks again, what will happen to the phoenix? The phoenix sparrow also let out a few low cries. It was scared. Fang Ping was too scary. It was also a rank 7 monster that had forged a golden body in advance. Fang Ping captured it just like that. It did not even have time to react. Now that Ji Yao and the rest had left, wouldn't it, and the other 2 monsters, have to be careful? Jinan muttered, It should be fine. Would Fang Ping dare to come again? Besides, Guardian Tian, you will come out tomorrow. Wanting Tower is not far from the palace. Fang Ping won't have the guts to show up now. Ji Yao hesitated. At this time, Xianzhen entered the basilica and smiled. Ji Yao, don't worry too much. If you're really worried, let King Tong stay at Wanting Tower. Ji Yao glanced at him and said, Divine General Xiantong isn't going to the palace? Xianzhen chuckled. King Tong has already entered Divine Path. If he goes, he won't have the chance to fight for the holy fruit. King Nan going is enough. With you and King Nan around, what can a Skyplant's royal court do to us? Ji Yao nodded. All right, let General Xiantong stay, at Wanting Tower. If Fong Ping dares to show up, that's for the best. Kill him. Having said that, Ji Yao's face darkened again. She cursed, "The Sky Plant's military is a bunch of trash." Really trash? Ji Yao's impression of the Sky Plant's military was terrible. Not only the military, but the Sky Plant's royal court was also trash. They still could not find Fong Ping. They chatted for a while and did not stay. After confirming that Divine General Xiantong would stay tomorrow, Ji Yao and the Phoenix chatted for a while and left. After they left, Fong Ping glanced at Xian Zhen, who was beside Ji Yao. "You're courting death." Fong Ping felt very helpless. Previously, Xiantong had been following Xian Zhen around. Fong Ping was worried that he was not familiar with Xian Zhen and that Xiantong would notice something unusual. After all, they were uncle and nephew and were quite close. But now, Xian Zhen actually wanted Xiantong to stay behind. Then he would be able to do it. Xian Zhen was both arrogant and self-abased. Due to the death of the true king in his family, he wasn't close to the other descendants of the true king. The only one who spoke was Ji Yao. However, Ji Yao's attitude towards him had become much colder, and she didn't pay much attention to him. Other than Xiantong, her family, Xian Zhen barely talked to anyone else. What a good candidate. It's just that it's not easy to kill. There were still 2 divine generals here, and they were practically inseparable. It would be a little difficult to kill Xian Zhen. Xian Zhen was only at rank 8 first refinement. Fong Ping did not think it would be too difficult to kill him if he wanted to achieve rank 8 second refinement. Even if this guy's grandfather died, he wouldn't have the protection of a true monarch's clone. There was no other reason. The true king had fallen. Even if he had a split body before, it would be crippled now, unlike the other descendants of the true king, who might have such a thing. Therefore, killing Xian Zhen should be the easiest way to kill the descendants of the true king. How can I kill him without anyone noticing? Although dragging someone into the Golden House could conceal his aura, Xian Zhen was a rank 8 martial artist. If he suddenly lost his aura in front of a rank 9 powerhouse, wouldn't that be a confession? I have to lure them away, but these guys are all very timid now. They don't dare to disperse easily. Fong Ping's mind was filled with thoughts. Then he looked at the monsters. Perhaps he still had to land on their heads. The monsters had gone crazy and ran away. Jinan and Xiantong were going to capture them, right? The monsters had gone crazy and caused chaos in Wanting Tower. Would Xian Zhen and Xiantong separate? The remaining 3 monsters were all rank 7 monsters. Among them, the Phoenix Sparrow was the strongest. It might be comparable to a rank 8 weakling. Even a rank 8 martial artist would find it difficult to subdue a monster like this. It would also be difficult to subdue them without hurting them. If it was a rank 9, it would be easier to kill it. If he wanted to protect the monsters, it would be more difficult. I don't care anymore. I'll create some chaos. Whether it's Xian Zhen or the others, I'll give it a try. The probability of Xian Zhen being alone was the highest. This guy was very arrogant and did not group with others. If Xiantong left, this guy would most likely follow behind Ji Yao. If Ji Yao's monster mount was in trouble, would Ji Yao still have the mood to care about him? Thinking of this, Fong Ping looked at the monsters again. How could he make them go crazy? Don't blame me. I can only use you guys as practice. Fong Ping knew a way to make the monsters go crazy. It was simple. He could destroy their mentality. However, it was not a complete destruction, but a state where their mentality was scattered under such circumstances, whether it was a human or a monster, they would go crazy. The key was control. If he used too much force and completely destroyed their mentality, then they would die. If he used too much force, he would not be able to make the monsters go crazy. If they were still conscious, then they would not go crazy. It's my first time doing this. I'm not very familiar with it. Don't blame me if I kill them. Fong Ping began to wait, waiting for the sky to turn dark. It was not good to move in broad daylight. At night, a little chaos was also good. In the palace, the Lord was getting more and more tired. Hua Qidao, the right divine general, and divine General Li were all silent, waiting for the Lord to speak. After an unknown amount of time, the Lord suddenly laughed. Where do you think he is hiding now? Could it be that he has already left? Hua Qidao said softly. The Lord laughed. Then the disappearance of the monsters in Wanting Tower, was it done by someone else? Hua Qidao thought for a moment. I'm actually curious. Why did he kill the monsters? The Lord was slightly stunned. After a moment, he said helplessly, It's hard to guess. Maybe he was interested in the monsters' carcasses and wanted to bring them back to forge a divine weapon. As soon as he said that, the expressions on their faces were complicated. A guy who did not play by the rules was a real headache. Why did Fong Ping kill the monsters? For the people of Destiny Royal Court, but the Heavenly Mandate Royal Court had 2 divine generals there. For him, killing monsters was an arduous and unrewarding task. After the incident, worried that Fong Ping would sneak in, Destiny Royal Court checked again and confirmed that Fong Ping did not take advantage of the chaos to sneak in. If that was the case, it meant that Fong Ping was really killing monsters for the sake of killing them. Could it be that he was trying to intimidate Destiny Royal Court? Or was he trying to divert everyone's attention? If he doesn't follow the rules, it'll be hard to judge his every move. The Lord was speechless. How could a guy who did not know what he was thinking or what he would do next predict his next move? The right divine general thought for a moment and said, he can't keep hiding. He must want to leave Skyplant City as soon as possible. But now, Skyplant City allows entry but not exit. It's heavily guarded. If he wants to leave, he can only find a suitable opportunity. If we extend the lockdown, the only thing he can do is leave with some important people. After the Holy Fruit Feast ends, the Highnesses and the people of Destiny Royal Court will leave. This is inevitable. So the main focus is on them. Lord, send someone to monitor these places. Fong Ping will reveal his whereabouts sooner or later. The Lord pondered for a moment and said slowly, then continue to monitor these places. Now that the plan has been disrupted, we have to capture Fong Ping and answer to the True King's hall. Otherwise, this will be troublesome. The Lord said slowly, if you were him, who would he impersonate? They looked at each other. Hua Qidao hesitated for a moment and said, it'd be best if he's a martial artist under the Highnesses. He won't attract too much attention. Previously, he impersonated a martial artist under Feng Yeshing. His position is neither high nor low. It's just right. The right divine general thought for a moment and said, actually, the Highnesses might not leave. On the other hand, the people from Destiny Royal Court will definitely leave. Previously, when he killed the monsters at Wanting Tower, maybe he wanted to sneak in. He just didn't find the opportunity. If it were me, to ensure that I can leave Skyplant City, I'd continue to look for opportunities. The Lord laughed. That's right. That's very likely. If that's the case, if something happens to Wanting Tower again, he might have found the opportunity to sneak into Destiny Royal Court's team. Once the Holy Fruit Feast ends, the people from Destiny Royal Court will leave. This is inevitable. If he wants to leave as soon as possible, this is his chance. The right divine general's eyes flickered. Then I'll keep an eye on Destiny Royal Court. My lord, we can even contact the 2 divine generals secretly and tell them to pay attention to all this and lure Fong Ping to death. The Lord tapped his seat lightly. After a while, he laughed. All right, tell them not to be too careless. This guy is very slippery. As he said that, the Lord smiled and shook his head. Who would have thought that we'd be troubled by a martial artist who's not even a divine general? Even if he dies, he should be proud. The huge royal court was troubled by a martial artist who'd been resurrected. Even the imperial city was locked down. This was the first time in history that something like this had happened. On this day, the two divine generals also received the right divine general's message. The three deity realm powerhouses were all calm and collected, waiting silently. It was not just one Ting Tower. The residences of the powerhouses who might leave the royal court after the Holy Fruit Feast were also being watched. If Fong Ping wanted to leave, he would definitely not choose those who were uncertain. Destiny Royal Court had the greatest hope. The sky darkened once again. Fong Ping had been very quiet recently. The other martial artist who fed the monsters with him also did not speak much. The atmosphere in the imperial city was not good recently. Here, the high-ranked monsters were also intelligent, so they did not dare to speak carelessly. This had saved Fong Ping a lot of trouble. Fong Ping began to feed the monsters again, cursing them again and again in his heart. They could really eat 5 meals a day. They stuffed themselves to death. Like a big boss, he fed the monsters some energy stones. Fong Ping also had to help them clean their fur. Fong Ping prepared to make his move as he worked. Before he made his move, Fong Ping discreetly stuffed one of the energy stones from the dog food into his storage space. The monsters had a big appetite. Ji Yao and the others were also people who did not care about the energy stones. They provided them freely. No one would know if a piece was missing. Most people could not take it away, let alone dare to. Fong Ping was not greedy for this energy stone. He just wanted to test if there was any danger. In the end, after the energy stone entered the storage space, there was no reaction for a long time. Fong Ping hesitated slightly. Was it the presence of the two god generals that caused the danger? Or was it because of something else? With these two god generals here, I've always been in danger. It makes sense that my wealth did not increase. But if they don't suspect my identity, there shouldn't be any danger, right? Could it be that they suspect me? Or are they suspecting everyone in Wan Ting Tower? Fong Ping felt a headache coming on. This was not easy. His wealth did not increase. This meant that there was danger. Was he suspected? Wan Ting Tower is still in great danger, the kind that I can't handle. Otherwise, my wealth would not have increased. The key is, did they suspect me? Or did they think that I would appear here and wait for me? Fong Ping did not know whether he should do it or not. At this time, Fong Ping suddenly said in a low voice, "Do you think the thief from last time will continue to come to us?" He did not even know the other person's name, so he ignored it directly. The person beside him glanced at the three monsters carefully and said in a low voice, "It's hard to say. That person is too bold." If we had died here the last time, Fong Ping suddenly said self-deprecatingly, "We don't even know if the corpses can be preserved. Maybe we would have given them directly." Clang, clang, the phoenix sparrow suddenly called out. Fong Ping glanced at the phoenix sparrow and saw the disdain in its eyes. He laughed hurriedly and said, "I didn't mean it that way. Lord Beast God will naturally not be interested in my dirty flesh and blood." Fong Ping explained hurriedly. Beside him, the other person also bowed hurriedly. Then he glanced at Fong Ping and said in a muffled voice, "Don't talk nonsense. If we really die, no one will want our corpses. We can dig a hole and bury them. We can even provide some energy for the giant mine underground." Fong Ping laughed. "If we really want to dig a hole and bury us, I would rather be buried in the imperial court. I would live in the imperial city and see the imperial court right in front of me. Fong Ping stopped halfway through his sentence. The person beside him laughed softly. Don't even think about it. Who are we to be buried in the imperial court? But you can't be wrong. Our underground mine is one of the imperial court mines. We can be considered to be somewhat related to the imperial court. Fong Ping nodded slightly. There was danger. However, he could give it a try. He had changed so many identities. What if he changed to a dead person's identity? If there was danger, it would be extremely dangerous to attack Xianzhan at the first instance. However, it would be hard to say for the second time. I don't care if you guys have any suspicions. I'll die once first. I'll act when the opportunity arises. Fong Ping made up his mind. In the next moment, the man beside him and the three monsters blacked out. They entered the golden house once again. Roar! The three demonic beasts were extremely terrified. Again, boom. This time, Fong Ping compressed the entire space. From all directions of the golden house, mentality pierced the three monsters. His mental energy was above 4,000 hertz, which was slightly stronger than these few beasts. A blood-curdling scream was heard. Fong Ping and the other follower did not make a sound. It was as if they were already dead. Fong Ping moved extremely quickly. Once again, he shattered his own internal organs. Similarly, he shattered the internal organs of the person beside him. Then, the golden house disappeared in the blink of an eye. As soon as it appeared, Fong Ping's mentality exploded again. The entire basilica collapsed. Fong Ping and the other person fell to the ground abruptly. Their eyes were wide open. They died with a grievance. Meanwhile, the three monsters were going berserk. Their mentality was under attack. The monsters' mentality was average to begin with. At this moment, they were slightly delirious. Roar! Clang! Clang! The monsters had just appeared outside the golden house. In the blink of an eye, three extremely powerful auras were emitted. Then, in the blink of an eye, three silhouettes appeared in the damaged basilica. Damn it! Jinan and the other two hurriedly suppressed the monsters that had gone berserk. Jinan had just suppressed them for a while. Suddenly, her expression changed. She shouted, "Yao, all of you come over here." On the other side, Ji Yao and the rest rushed over when they heard the commotion. Jinan looked at them while suppressing Phoenix, Sparrow. Her mentality overflowed. She scolded, "Damn it! How can someone run so fast? Where is he?" At this moment, outside of Wanting Tower, God generals rose into the air one after another, searching everywhere. Underground, on the ground, and in the sky, a large number of martial artists started patrolling. In the damaged basilica, the right God general did not say a word. He bombarded the ground to see if there were any secret passages. As for the two middle-ranked martial artists who had died, the right God general did not even look at them. If they were dead, so be it. Now, in order to capture Fong Ping, they could even use high-ranked martial artists as bait, let alone two servants. After bombarding for a while, the right God general said in a low voice, "How did he get here? How did he leave?" Having said that, his eyes suddenly moved. He shouted, "Everyone in Wanting Tower, gather here. Everyone. Sky Plant's military. Enter Wanting Tower and search. Don't let go of any place." As soon as he said that, Ji Yao, who had just arrived, took a look at the still berserk Phoenix, Sparrow. Her eyes showed a hint of heartache. Then she gritted her teeth and said, "Could he really be hiding among us?" The right God general's expression was ugly. He said in a low voice, "It's possible. If he's quick, he can create chaos and hide among the crowd again. It'll be very difficult to detect him." Jinan frowned. "But since he's already among us, why is he creating chaos?" The right god general's expression was gloomy. Maybe it's to gain more. Fang Ping is audacious and greedy. Tonight's operation might be related to tomorrow's holy fruit feast. The most dangerous place is also the safest place. Maybe he also knows that we've guessed that he'll blend into some teams. All subordinates will be suspected. Who doesn't attract suspicion easily? Does anyone believe that he dares to impersonate an important person and blend into the imperial court? Everyone was stunned. Did Fang Ping have the guts? The right god general suddenly looked at Ji Yao and said with a smile, "Among all of us, the one who won't be suspected the most is Your Highness Ji Yao." Your Highness, you didn't seem to have verified your identity the last few times. This time, since Fang Ping has shown up, he might have some other purpose. Your Highness, Fang Ping might be creating chaos on purpose, purposely making us think of Xianzhen and the other highnesses. We will suspect everyone except Your Highness. Ji Yao's expression was ugly. Me? You're saying that I'm Fang Ping? The right god general laughed. Just in case. Just in case. Fang Ping disappeared instantly just now. He couldn't have left Wan Ting Tower. There are no underground passages either. Where is he? This time, everyone has verified it again. Not only the immortal god materialization, but also the internal organs. No, there's also the Highness's divine weapons. If Fang Ping really killed a Highness, it'll be difficult for him to obtain the divine weapon. That divine weapon is also proof. Your Highness Ji Yao, this is also for everyone's safety. Fang Ping might be hiding here. That's the biggest danger. Ji Yao's expression was ugly. Since when did she have to prove that she was Ji Yao? At this moment, Ji Nan suddenly sighed. Fang Ping definitely can't be left alive. This person's existence puts everyone in danger. There's no trust anymore. Fathers suspect their sons. Sons suspect their fathers. Brothers can't be trusted. Relatives can't be trusted. There's no one we can trust anymore. As soon as she said that, everyone's expression changed. Ji Yao's expression was ugly. He's still a venerable now. His strength isn't too strong. I've realized that he can't impersonate a martial artist stronger than him, but he has impersonated a venerable martial artist before. What will happen when he reaches the Divine General Realm? Now, Divine General Realm martial artists can still be trusted, but what about in the future? Everyone's expression turned ugly. The right Divine General's expression was also gloomy. Now, isn't the time to consider this? Is everyone here? Ji Nan looked around. At this moment, the people from Destiny Royal Court had already arrived. However, Ji Nan still said, "We don't know everyone from Wan Ting Tower. You guys need to investigate this." "Commander Yi, is everyone here?" The right Divine General looked at that Wan Ting Tower powerhouse commander. Without waiting for the other party to speak, he suddenly grabbed him and directly smashed his chest, then instantly smashed his head. Only then did he say, "Is everyone here?" Commander Ye's face was covered in blood, but he could not care less. He said hurriedly, Everyone is here." As for the two corpses on the ground, he could not be bothered. They were already dead. There was no need to care. Then check them one by one. The right Divine General barked coldly, looking at Ji Yao again. Ji Yao snorted. Without saying much, a rank 9 divine weapon appeared in her hand instantly. Following that, Ji Yao hesitated for a moment before displaying her materialization. It was not a phoenix, but a lifelike true dragon. Seeing the scene, Ji Nan suddenly said, "Enough! She's Ji Yao. There's no mistake." The right Divine General glanced at her true dragon and suddenly laughed. It seems that Her Highness Ji Yao has already confirmed the position of Lord. Once Lord Ji enters the true King Hall, the position of Lord will definitely belong to Her Highness. Ji Yao did not say a word. Meanwhile, Fong Ping, who was pretending to be dead at the side, looked a little strange. True dragon? Guardian monster beast. Did such a materialization mean that the position of Lord had been confirmed? I hope these guys don't have a hobby of torturing corpses. As expected, there's an ambush. I'm too smart. Fong Ping praised himself in his heart. Pretending to be dead was indeed a wise move. 3 Origins powerhouses, and the right Divine General was someone who entered the top 10 of the Divine General's ranking. These people think too highly of me. Fong Ping thought to himself, would these people dismember him in a fit of rage later? It was still extremely risky here. At this moment, he had restrained his aura. He was no different from a dead person. His chest was even pierced directly, his internal organs shattered. However, he had to prevent these people from thinking of this. Please don't find me. If they find me, I'm finished. No, if they really find me, I'll kidnap Ji Yao. I want to see if they won't even care about Ji Yao. Fong Ping was also determined. If they really found him, then his only chance of survival was with Ji Yao. This woman actually obtained a rank 9 divine weapon. She was really rich. I'm a dead person. I'm a dead person. Fong Ping hypnotized himself in his heart. He did not care how these people checked. Wan Ting Tower was so strict today. He might still have a chance later. After this check, he did not believe that these people would continue checking. Just you wait. I'm definitely going to the Imperial Court. I won't go with you guys. After they bury me later, I'll dig my way in. Fong Ping thought about it, but he was still extremely cautious. It might not be safe underground. The true king monster plant was still there. If there was any movement, he might be discovered. It was best to sneak in through Ji Yao and the others. As for why he sneaked in, Fong Ping did not care anymore. The Imperial Court was the safest place. If there was any movement outside now, he would be targeted. There was no freedom to speak of here. I hope it goes smoothly. Fong Ping prayed again. At this moment, the right divine general and the others' expressions were already extremely ugly. How did he get in and leave? Could it be that he can turn invisible? The few of them looked furious. Ji Yao said coldly, "It's not impossible. Uncle Wang, can anyone do it?" Ji Nen smiled bitterly. I'm really not sure. He had never experienced this before. It was his first time knowing about disguising as someone else, let alone turning invisible. Where the hell is he? The few divine generals fell into deep thought. At this moment, the right divine general suddenly cursed under his breath. He snorted loudly and left abruptly. As soon as he left, Ji Nen also frowned. What's wrong with Xiao Xingwu again? That damn guy. Ji Yao said coldly. Maybe he's trying to cover for Fong Ping. Now that things have come to this, I'm afraid he's guessed that it's Fong Ping. Resurrected martial artists are cunning. Having said that, Ji Yao said again, Uncle Wang, how did Fong Ping leave? Ji Nan was also silent. She looked around and said after a long time, since he dared to come, he might have some special methods. Otherwise, he might not have the guts to do so. At this moment, Ji Nan glanced at the 2 corpses from the corner of her eye. The corpses were badly mutilated. Their internal organs were shattered. They were directly penetrated. Both of them widened their eyes. Their faces were full of fear. The fear was still on their faces. Ji Nan glanced at them and did not look again. It was only 2 rank 4 martial artists who died. It was not worth paying attention to. This was also a misunderstanding that everyone had. They all thought that Fong Ping only knew how to disguise as a living person. Fong Ping's internal organs were different from the catacombs' martial artists. If it was a complete corpse, perhaps someone would check it. However, both of them had penetrated injuries. Their internal organs were all shattered. For a moment, everyone did not care about them. Fong Ping, on the other hand, pretended to be calm. Don't investigate. Don't think about it. Think about it carefully. 2 rank, 4 martial artists. If they were dead, so be it. They were actually penetrated. Fong Ping did not have such a hobby. At this moment, he was fighting to catch them off guard. Let their thinking fall into the wrong zone. Fong Ping sighed in his heart. In the future, when the world is at peace, I can actually be an actor and a psychologist. Look how thorough my research on these people is. Please remember this book's domain name. 9 Heavens Divine Emperor. Chapter 7:51. In the damaged main hall, everyone checked again, but Fong Ping was still nowhere to be found. At this time, Jinan and Xiantong had also subdued the 3 frenzied demonic beasts. Ji Yao stepped forward to check on Fong Quebec. Her face was filled with heartache and helplessness as she asked, "Uncle Wang, is Fong K all right? The immortal god has been injured. We need a large amount of spring of life to repair it." Ji Yao heaved a sigh of relief. She did not lack the spring of life. Although the Destiny Royal Court didn't have much cooperation with the Fey Plant tribe, given her status, even the Fey Plant tribe's experts would give her some gifts when she visited the Guardian Royal Court. Fong Ping. Ji Yao was going crazy with hatred. It was that guy again. That bastard again. Time and time again. She had enough of this fellow. Uncle Wang, if we still can't kill him this time, then when we return to the palace, we must inform Father. Even if we can't annihilate the land of rebirth, we must kill Fong Ping. As Ji Yao said that, she said angrily, even if you let the rest of the land of rebirth go, even if you reach some sort of agreement, you still have to kill Fong Ping. As long as he was alive, he was the greatest threat to the imperial court. Uncle Wang, his progress is too fast. We were both warlords back then. Now that he's at the Exalt realm, he's even inferior to me. If this continues, then perhaps it won't be long before he attains the Divine General realm, or even the True King realm. When he reaches the True King stage and sneaks into God continent, he would be in real danger. A True King's descendant smiled and said, "Ji Yao, you're overestimating him, right?" Ji Yao suddenly turned around and said coldly, "Overestimated him? Do you think this Empress is doing this for a personal grudge? If Uncle Wang and Divine General Xiantong leave this place for a while, you'll die very soon if you're alone." The young man who spoke raised his brows slightly and said with a smile, "Ji Yao, there's no need to look down on me so much, right?" Ji Yao's eyes flickered as she said with a faint smile, "All right, since you're so confident, Uncle Wang, Divine General Xiantong, let's leave this place. By Shan Yue, you stay here alone." The expression of the man known as Bai Sanyue changed slightly. His protector, a peak rank, 8 powerhouse, smiled and said, "Please calm down, Your Highness Ji Yao." His Highness did not mean that. Ji Yao said coldly, "This Empress is not joking. He wasn't angry. Bai Shanyue's words have given me an idea. Fong Ping's repeated appearances at Wanting Tower are probably because of us. He wants to kill us, replace us, and successfully leave the Sky Plant's royal court. But with 2 divine generals present, he couldn't find an opportunity. Since that was the case, then he would give him a chance. It's not just by Shan Yue, it's me too. We'll split up and go to different courtyards and wait for him to come again." He was very bold, appearing here again and again. Just like that time at the king's battlefield, the more dangerous it was, the more he had to take risks. Resurrected martial artists were all like this. They were used to taking risks, and they were used to betting on a chance to win. Let's bet everything on one throw at all costs. Hearing this, Ji Nen immediately shouted in a low voice, "Ji Yao, don't act recklessly." Ji Yao looked around and said slowly, "It's fine. Uncle Wang, we all have the true king's avatar to protect us. As long as everyone is prepared, the undying god relic won't be able to block a single attack from the true king's avatar. As long as his space is broken, he will no longer be able to conceal his movements. At that time, it will be the time of his death." Having said that, Ji Yao said coldly, "Don't tell me you guys can't even stop him for a moment. Yao or Uncle Wang, kill him. If he doesn't die, are we supposed to hide forever?" Once we return to the dynasty, Destiny City is not something Skyplant City can compare to. Ji Nan was also very confident. She said, "The Skyplant's dynasty has many factions, and the situation is chaotic. The fact that they can't catch Fang Ping has something to do with their own internal strife, not that they can't catch him. If they really wanted to, as long as there are 4 true kings searching from all directions, Fang Ping will not escape death no matter how strong he is. Everyone knows how powerful the true kings are. The Sky Plant's dynasty has dozens of true kings, and it would not be difficult for them to send out 4, but they did not do so. That's why Fang Ping has a chance. But if he dares to go to Destiny City, he will die without a doubt. Fang Ping is not worth the risk." Ji Nan disagreed firmly. Killing Fang Ping was not impossible. Fang Ping's whereabouts were just hard to track. If they really found him, even divine generals could kill him. His whereabouts were hard to track because the Sky Plant's dynasty was very chaotic. If the true kings did not appear, the Lord's faction and the others would have their own plans. Some even thought of letting Fang Ping escape. There were all kinds of people. How could they catch Fang Ping? The 4 great true kings had arrived and completely sealed off the entire Skyplant City. Every inch of the city was searched. Who could escape their search? The detection of the true kings was slightly different from theirs. There were some areas and places that their mentality could not penetrate. For example, underground mineral veins deep underground, but there was nothing that could stop a true king powerhouse's detection. Ji Yao was still a little unwilling, but since Ji Nen had rejected her, she could only say, "What do we do now?" "Uncle Wang, did he really escape from Thousand Hall's tower?" Ji Nen began to frown when she heard that. She said slowly, "Maybe we can try to destroy the entire Thousand Hall's tower." He hid his aura, and no one could detect him. The buildings gave him some cover. Perhaps he had destroyed the main hall in order to cover his tracks. But when a piece of land becomes empty, unless he can really turn invisible, he will not be able to hide. There are too many places he can hide. Thousand Hall's tower is so big. With the strength of a venerable, he can even hide in some cracks if he curls up his bones. As soon as she finished, Ji Nen smashed a huge wooden beam with a palm. She said slowly, "For example, if he emptied the inside and hid in these places, it will be hard to detect him." When she said that, everyone froze. Ji Yao said in a low voice, "Then we'll destroy Thousand Hall's tower. Let him have nowhere to hide." As the few of them spoke, the people from Wan Ting Tower had yet to leave. The commander, whose head injury had yet to recover, had a face full of fear as he hurriedly said, "Sirs, you must not. Wan Ting Tower cannot be destroyed. If you destroy Thousand Hall's tower, I won't be able to live. This is a serious matter. Even if you want to capture Fang Ping, you have to report to the Imperial Court." What was Thousand Hall's tower? Usually, this was the place to entertain the Royal City Lord, the Imperial City Emperor, and the Divine Sect powerhouses. This was the highest-end guest house in Skyplant's royal court. It was also the face of the royal court. If they destroyed this place, Even if they knew the reason, it would probably make some of the Sky Plant's royal court powerhouses unhappy. They might even think that Destiny Royal Court was provoking them. Ji Yao wanted to say more, but Jean shook her head slightly. She knew that she could not do it. If the people from Destiny Royal Court really destroyed Thousand Halls Tower, even if they found Fong Ping, some of the old fellows from Sky Plant's royal court would be furious. The two royal courts had fought for many years. Those old fellows were not dead yet. They were already hostile to each other. Now that something like this happened, they would fall out with each other immediately. Seeing this, Ji Yao scolded angrily. "Idiot! It was just a foreign guest house. If it was Destiny Royal Court, it would have been destroyed long ago." At this time, Sky Plant's royal court still cared about these things. They were really stupid. The commander looked embarrassed. He did not dare to defend himself. He said in a low voice, "Then I will report to the royal court." Humph! Ji Yao humphed softly. Even without guessing, she knew that even if there was a result in the report, it would take a long time. After such a long time, the sky was about to brighten. Could Fong Ping still wait here? Jinan and Xiantong ignored Ji Yao and the rest. Instead, they turned their heads to look into the distance, frowning. Why were there so many things happening in Sky Plant's royal court? Recently, the House of Commanders. Hua Chidao's face was pale. On his right arm, a saber mark was clearly visible. Even his golden bones were cracked. "Zhao Xingwu, what are you trying to do?" Hua Chidao scolded angrily. Zhao Xingwu held a Changdao, his eyes cold. He said in a low voice, "Don't go too far." Time and time again. "Do you really think I'm dead? I've already warned you many times. Forget about the true kings. If anyone else dares to spy on me, I will kill them." Hua Chidao glanced at the corpses of the Sky Plant's army outside the house. There was even a powerhouse who had just become a god general. His eyes flashed fiercely. He gritted his teeth and said, "Zhao Xingwu." They were just tracking down thieves and passed by the House of Commanders. You killed them without saying a word. Do you think the royal court can't do anything to you? Pass by. Zhao Xingwu laughed coldly. They dared to spy on me just because they were passing by? Who gave them the guts? They're just weak rank 9s. Do they really think I can't kill them? There are many powerhouses in Sky Plant City. Why don't I see them spying on others? Again and again, I kill a few weaklings. That's not too much, is it? You. Hua Chidao was furious. At this time, the Right Divine General flew over. He glanced at the dead Sky Plant's army. Anger flashed in his eyes. God General. Zhao Xingwu had killed a God General powerhouse. How hateful. It was also terrifying. A God General powerhouse, even if he had not comprehended godhood, was not someone who could be killed so easily. Zhao Xingwu had killed him instantly. This fellow was getting closer and closer to becoming a true king. What is the meaning of this, General Zhao? The Right Divine General said lightly. Even if Baizhu was in the wrong first, General Zhao would not have killed him. Zhao Xingwu also said calmly, since the Right Divine General says so. Then in the future, if someone is spying on the Right Divine General's house day and night with their mentality, won't the Right Divine General be angry? If the Right Divine General can do that, then I am willing to pay the price today, and let you deal with me as you wish. The Right Divine General was furious. Zhao Xingwu said lightly, "If you are stronger than me, I have to do it even if I don't want to. If you are weaker than me, then you are not qualified." Hua Chidao said angrily, "Baizhu was a God General powerhouse. If not for your scheming, how could you have killed him?" As soon as he finished speaking, the void suddenly trembled. The Right Divine General growled. and a giant axe suddenly appeared in his hand. He swung the axe at Hua Qidao, not to kill him, but to save him. Crack! The sound of glass shattering was heard. A pitch-black crack instantly appeared beside Hua Qidao and collided with the axe light, causing the crack to become even larger. Creak! Hua Qidao's right arm was suddenly grazed by the crack, and golden flesh and blood splattered. Hua Qidao flew back a step, his face full of anger and coldness. Zhao Xingwu said lightly, "If I want to kill a piece of trash like you, I don't need to scheme. I will kill you in 3 moves." Humph! The right divine general suddenly snorted and shouted, "Zhao Xingwu, since you have come to the imperial court, then don't be unbridled. Do you really think that you can do whatever you want in the imperial court?" Hua Qidao had just entered the divine Dao. How could he be a match for the veteran divine Dao powerhouse, Zhao Xingwu? Not to mention that Zhao Xingwu had forged a top-notch 9th-grade divine weapon and learned a true monarch's ultimate art. The right divine general was somewhat resentful. Was there a need to give Zhao Xingwu these things? Without a divine weapon and ultimate art, although Zhao Xingwu was strong, he might not be a match for him. But now, these things made up for Zhao Xingwu's shortcomings. This person was already ranked at least in the top 3 of the true monarchs. In the battle back then, his injuries had not healed until now, and there were still some residual Great Dao injuries. After that blow, just now, he was clearly inferior to Zhao Xingwu. Otherwise, Hua Qidao would not have been injured. Zhao Xingwu was still indifferent, and said with a light laugh, "I am just proving that to kill a weak 9th grade, there is no need to scheme. Left Commander has just entered the Dao of Origin, and is likely still unclear about how great the disparity between Dao of Origin martial artists is. Even if this old man is not as good as Absolute Peak, it is also not that easy for Absolute Peak to want to kill this old man. Could it be that you think that this old man is also like him, without the slightest strength to retaliate in front of Absolute Peak?" Hua Qidao's expression instantly turned livid. Zhao Xingwu's words were even more unbearable than injuring him. Furthermore, many people were paying attention now. This Heaven Plant Army's left division commander, was easily wounded by someone. It made him lose even more face. Left commander's position, he really could not hold on anymore. Even without the previous incident, he lost so much face in front of Zhao Xingwu this time. He also had no face to lead the left division anymore. Deity Realm powerhouses actually had such a great disparity too. Hua Qidao was dismayed in his heart. This was indeed somewhat beyond his expectations. He felt that after he stepped into Deity Realm, even if he was not as good as those veteran Deity Realm powerhouses, the disparity would not be too great either. However, today, Zhao Xingwu proved to him that even if they were both Deity Realm martial artists, the disparity still existed. The right god general ignored Hua Qidao and glanced at Zhao Xingwu. Suddenly, he frowned and asked, "You advance to God General with the 7 Forges indestructible body?" 7 Forges. As soon as these words came out, the mentality in the void seemed to increase. Zhao Xingwu said calmly, "No, peak 6 Forges. This old man has not broken through the limit and stepped into 7 Forges, but it is enough to deal with you rank 9 who advanced to 6 Forges, or even 5 Forges." Even so, there were still many people who were stunned. According to Earth's calculation, the limit of 6 Forges was 100,000 calories vitality. A rank 9 who advanced with 100,000 calories vitality. Such a powerhouse's foundation was much stronger than those rank 9 who advanced with 90,000 calories vitality. It seemed like the difference was only 10,000 calories, but upon reaching rank 9 and stepping into Origin Dao, the difference would only grow. In Fang Ping's understanding and Chen Yaozu's explanation, Origin Tao was an amplifier. It amplified the power of vitality, an increase of 10,000 calories vitality, amplified further, would be a difference of more than 10,000 or even tens of thousands of cal vitality. In a battle between powerhouses, a difference of tens of thousands of cal vitality would almost appear to be overwhelming. Strictly speaking, rank 9 martial artists were almost all Golden Body 6 forges. Once they completed 5 forges, they would be 6 forges. Those with vitality above 90,000 calories were all 6 forges. However, just reaching 90,000 calories was completely different from 100,000 calories. The Right Divine General said slowly, "Marshal Zhao, I don't care what you want to do, and I don't want to pursue it. Even if you really advance to true king, this is divine land. This is Sky Plant's royal court. Here, even true kings have true king's rules. If everyone was like you, killing God general martial artists wantonly, then divine land and royal court would have long ceased to exist. This matter will be discussed by the 8 halls tomorrow. Now, Marshal Zhao, please return to the residence." Zhao Xingwu said lightly, "Am I a captive? If I am, then imprison me. If not, then I am free to go wherever I want. You have no right to talk to me about this. Since True King Tianyu is here, True King can speak." The void was silent for a moment. A moment later, a powerful mentality swept over, and the faint silhouette of a giant tree appeared in the void. Alliance leader Zhao, this old man had just finished condensing the elm fruit. "I didn't expect this to happen. Unfortunately, I came a step too late." Zhao Xingwu smiled faintly and did not reply. Instead, he asked, "True King Tianyu, is this Zhao a captive?" "I hope, True King Tian, you can give this Zhao an accurate answer." "Yes, in order to live, this Zhao will definitely follow all the rules. If not, with this Zhao's strength, other than True King Hall, even the royal court has no right to do anything to this Zhao. Even the Lord has no right to order this Zhao around, much less Hua Qidao. Guardian Tian, you seem to hesitate for a moment." A moment later, he laughed with an ancient voice. "Of course not. Since Alliance leader Zhao has come to the royal court and entered the Sky Plant's army, then you are a member of the royal court. Then this Zhao understands." Zhao Xingwu said with a smile, "Bai Zhu dared to spy on me. According to the Sky Plant's army's rules, he and I are both commanders of an army. He has no right to do so unless he is the commander of the 3 armies. In terms of strength, he is far inferior to me. Spying on experts is a great disrespect. His status is not higher than this Zhao's, and his strength is not stronger than this Zhao's. He spied on me, so this Zhao killed him. This shouldn't be breaking the rules. If you really want to monitor this Zhao, wait until the commanders of the 3 armies are here. Even if this Zhao is dissatisfied, I will not kill without permission. True King Tianyu, is there anything wrong with my reply?" "Guardian Tian, you laughed lightly. Alliance leader Zhao's words are reasonable." Saying this, the Phantom looked around and said indifferently, "The Sky Plant's army should have some rules. In the God continent, the strong are respected. Alliance leader Zhao is already a half-step true king. With such strength, it is only a matter of time before he becomes a true king. Looking down on experts, you should be killed. You should be killed. If there is a next time, this old man will not sit idly by." Saying this, the Phantom dissipated. This matter had come to an end. A God general-level powerhouse was killed. It ended just like that. In the void, some powerhouses who used mentality to spy on them retreated one after another, no longer spying. In the palace, the Lord's bedroom, True King Tian Yu's voice was heard. "Zhao Xingwu is covering for Fang Ping. This person cannot be trusted. This old man will also have to divert most of his attention. I'm afraid I can no longer lock down the whole city and probe the whole city. The true King Palace wants to use Zhao Xingwu to plot against suppressing Heavenly King and the Land of Rebirth. This old man is worried that he is raising a tiger that will bring disaster. The Lord said softly, "I understand this. This king has never trusted Zhao Xingwu. Those true kings won't either. Compared to Zhao Xingwu, suppressing Heavenly King is more troublesome. Zhao Xingwu is the best pawn. Whether this pawn was sent by the Land of Rebirth or not, since it was sent, he has no choice but to agree. This king and the true King Palace are in agreement. We must not let suppressing Heavenly King step into the third great Tao. Once he steps into the third great Tao, no one can control him." Guardian Tianyu sighed softly. "We can't be careless. If he really is a pawn sent by the Land of Rebirth, does suppressing Heavenly King really know nothing? It's hard to say." Li Zhu chuckled. "The Land of Rebirth isn't completely united. The few true kings led by Zhang Tao, as well as some true kings from other sacred lands, are not necessarily united with the kings of Constellation City. The true King Palace can allow Zhao Xingwu to become a true king. They can even tolerate him stepping into the second great Tao. However, they will never allow suppressing Heavenly King to step into the third great Tao. Suppressing Heavenly King knows this very well. That's why he dared not take a step forward all these years. The moment he steps into the third great Tao will be the moment when the kings surround and kill him. Therefore, suppressing Heavenly King might not be unaware of this. Perhaps he wants Zhao Xingwu to step into the second great Tao. It's not impossible. Guardian Tianyu's voice became even more ethereal. Is suppressing Heavenly King that bold? Li Zhu laughed. Li Zhu never underestimates anyone, especially a powerhouse like this who can suppress the kings single-handedly. Back then, it was because he underestimated King Wu and Pluto that Li Zhu ended up in this situation. Suppressing Heavenly King has lived longer. Perhaps he is the source of all this chaos. Li Zhu will never underestimate his wisdom and boldness. Suppressing Heavenly King, Tianyu murmured. Back then, Heavenly King, and now suppressing Heavenly King, Li Zhu. He even wants to suppress himself. Suppressing Heavenly King is indeed not to be underestimated. Perhaps this old man should return to guard the palace. The few old fellows in the palace haven't come out. I don't even know if they're dead or alive. Do they know suppressing Heavenly King? Li Zhu's expression changed slightly. Lord Tian, you mean the seniors from the Demon Emperor era? Yes. Are they still alive? I don't know, but perhaps. If they're still alive, I'm afraid they're still in a deep slumber. 1,000 years ago, this old man had seen them, but 1,000 years ago, the Demon Emperor attacked. After that, this old man has never seen them again. Demon Emperor, suppressing Heavenly King, King Wu, Li Zhu murmured. These three people, three eras. The era of sex, the era of suppressing stars, and the neo-martial era, the Land of Rebirth, and the recent three eras were closely related to these three people. After a long time, Li Zhu said, Lord Tian, you only needs to monitor Zhao Xingwu. Other matters are not important. As for Fang Ping, Li Zhu has also grasped some clues. Tomorrow, there might be some surprises. The guardian Tian, Yu, did not speak again. His mentality retreated. After it left, a crystal book appeared in Li Zhu's hand. Different from the one in the domain zone, this crystal book had pages upon pages. He flipped open the crystal book. On the first page, in the middle of the first line, there were 3 catacombs words, suppressing Heavenly King. Under suppressing Heavenly King, there were some small, densely packed words. Li Zhu flipped through the pages. The second page was not Zhang Tao, nor was it the true King Hall Master, but Sky Plant King. The third page, Destiny King. The fourth page, Demon Emperor. The fifth page, King Wu. The sixth page, one person. Until the last page, it was completely blank. Li Zhu pondered for a moment, after a long time, as if hesitating, but finally 2 big words appeared on the blank page. Fong Ping. Maybe I should wait a little longer. Li Zhu murmured. The venerable martial artists were still surrounded. Maybe after tomorrow, he would erase this page again. Please remember this book's domain name. 9 Heavens Divine Emperor. Chapter 752. Wanting Tower. Ji Yao and the rest had already left after searching for a while. The few monsters were also taken away this time. Although the 2 god general level powerhouses did not search anymore, their mentality was still permeating the entire Wanting Tower. There was no need to rest anymore. Outside Wanting Tower, the Sky Plant's army did not leave either. In the damaged main hall, the people of Wanting Tower began to clean up the mess. A few martial artists who were cleaning the main hall glanced at the corpses on the ground. Someone sighed softly. Someone looked at the gloomy-faced commander and asked, "Sir Wu Li and the rest?" "Commander," you said impatiently, "same old rules." "You still need to ask me?" No one dared to ask anymore. "Commander, you was almost skinned by the right god general earlier," and he was still sulking. In addition to Wanting Tower's consecutive incidents, the Lord Commander was probably holding back a bellyful of anger. No one asked any more questions. The 2 middle-ranked martial artists each carried a corpse and walked out. After walking for a while, Fong Ping, who was pretending to be a corpse, suddenly cursed in his heart. Why was he dragging his fellow along? At this moment, the person who was carrying Fong Ping was searching Fong Ping's body. After a while, he suddenly said in a low voice, "Wu Li, this guy, he didn't even leave anything after he died." On the other side, the martial artist who was carrying another corpse laughed softly. "Who asked you to snatch Wu Li's corpse earlier? I still have some gains here." "Humph. This guy, Wu Li, doesn't usually leave Wanting Tower. There should be some good stuff at his place. It has to belong to me." Of course. The 2 of them talked and chatted softly again. "Do you think that thief is still in Wanting Tower? This guy even killed commander-level monsters without batting an eyelid. Even some of the venerables died. If he comes again, I'm afraid we'll be in trouble. Just stay away. That guy is targeting the people from Destiny Royal Court. Let's stay away from them. Don't go there. It should be fine, right?" "I hope so." The 2 of them talked for a while. Very soon, a main hall appeared in front of them. Outside the main hall, there were currently several martial artists on duty. Seeing the 2 of them carrying the corpses, one of the rank 6 martial artists sighed. "Wu Li and the rest still have their families. The Lord Commander didn't say to send them back." The man who was carrying Fong Ping said in a low voice, "Sir is in a fit of rage. How could he care about this? It's good that he's buried here. While he was alive, he never entered the mining area of life to cultivate. Now that he's dead, he'll be one with the mining area. At least his life wasn't in vain." The battle general on duty sighed again in an inaudible voice. These words could only comfort the dead, who would be willing to die and still be used as trash. However, when a martial artist died, their energy would overflow and fill up the mine. This was also an important reason why the life or could continuously maintain its energy. The few of them did not say anything else. The battle general on duty arranged for 2 people to receive the corpse. Soon, they carried the corpse into the main hall. In the hall, the warrior opened a door, and the few of them walked down the stairs. Fong Ping widened his eyes and observed carefully. These fellows didn't just find a random place to dump themselves. Instead, They walked towards the fork in the road. After walking for a long distance, they reached the end of the underground building, and there was a crystal-like hole. The martial artist who was carrying Fong Ping and his companion casually tossed them into the pit. Outside, the battle general growled, "Be gentler next time. Although they're dead and will be merged into the lifer sooner or later, it's them today. Tomorrow, it might be us." "Sir, you're right." The two of them responded hurriedly. The battle general sighed softly. Without another word, he turned and left. In the underground pit, Fong Ping used his mentality to check. He was in a pit with a radius of about 100 meters. It was not empty, but there were many remains of skeletons. This should be where Wanting Tower disposed of the dead. In other words, the dead in the nearby area might be disposed of this way. Martial artists consumed large amounts of resources and absorbed energy. The catacombs' martial artists were almost on the path of energization. These people's bodies contained large amounts of energy. After death, the energy was no longer controlled and began to dissipate. Throwing the dead into the mining area was also a more efficient way to utilize energy. Fong Ping suddenly felt a little disgusted. F***CK. Next time, I won't drink any energy fluid. No, I won't even drink life essence. Who knew if it was condensed from the dead's energy? This is hard to do now. Fong Ping sighed in his heart. Ji Yao had said earlier that she was tempting him to kill people. Fong Ping thought it was quite a good idea. However, Ji Nan refused. Now that the mentality of these two god generals was densely covering Wanting Tower, it was indeed difficult for him. At this moment, if he made a move again and was discovered, then pretending to be dead would not work anymore. Once was fine. If it happened twice, then it was obvious that something was wrong. Moreover, he could not stay here for long. Who knew if these people would react quickly? Fong Ping glanced at the sparkling and translucent energy crystal walls around him, feeling a little helpless. Should he just dig the mine here and leave? However, Sky Plant City's lockdown was tight now. It would not be easy for him to leave. Is there no one cultivating in the mining area? Fong Ping's head hurt again. There seemed to be no one cultivating in the underground mining area. Otherwise, he could find someone to kill and pretend to be them. The energy in the mining area was abundant, but it was also more heterogeneous. Here, it was troublesome for powerhouses to use their mentality to investigate. Moreover, the mining area was a place for cultivation. Powerhouses would not investigate the mining area rashly. This would interfere with martial artists' cultivation. Ji Nan and Xiantong did not investigate the mining area. They probably thought that I would not dare to appear here. Fong Ping understood their thoughts. This was not the king's mansion's mineral vein. The mineral veins here were attached with some of Tian Yu's mentality. True King Tian Yu was in the city. Once he was detected and his whereabouts were discovered by the true king, it would be difficult for Fong Ping to escape. Fong Ping did not think about this anymore. He continued to pretend to be dead and checked his wealth at the same time. His wealth had once again reached more than 300 million. Previously, in King Huai's mansion, he did not have enough time and did not dig much. He dug about 3,000 caddies of energy stones and left quickly. Now, the energy stones in his space were close to 20,000 caddies. 10 tons of energy stones. And they're all about the same rank, 9 energy stones. My mineral vein in MCMAU is worth about 4 to 5 tons of rank 9 energy stones. Fong Ping did a simple calculation. He now had about 15 tons of energy stones. Moreover, they were all converted to rank 9. The last time old Zhang dug out the entire royal city's mineral vein, it was about 50 tons. This was even mixed with some energy crystals and low-grade energy stones. Old Zhang took 35 tons, and MCMAU took 15 tons. And of these 15 tons, Fang Ping took about a third. He did not take the spoils of war that time, so he exchanged them for energy stones. Old Zhang's 35 tons. If converted into rank 9 energy stones, there's still a discount. At most, it'll be 30 tons. Fang Ping had overestimated the value of that mineral vein. 30 tons. Old Zhang still had to support the Wuan army. Moreover, he could not divide it by himself. He had to divide it among the 3 departments and 4 residences. The amount that could really fall into his hands was about 10 tons at most. In this case, I'm richer than old Zhang now. Fang Ping had nothing to do anyway, so he began to calculate the accounts. This did not even include the 30 lumps of imperishable matter worth 1,000 yuan. It also did not include the miscellaneous treasures in the storage space, nor did it include the 300 caddies of energy liquid. I already have 15 tons of rank 9 energy stones, which is 30,000 caddies. 4 middle-ranked martial artists, 3 caddies of energy stones a year is considered too much. In other words, I can support a middle-ranked army of 10,000 people now. The Wuan army has 38,000 people, but not all of them are middle-ranked. There are at most 10,000 middle-ranked people. With old Zhang's stingy ways, forget 3 caddies a year, even 3 taels a year would be difficult. According to old Zhang's treatment, I can support a middle-ranked army of 10,000 people for at least 10 years. Fang Ping calculated the accounts and estimated the time. It was about 12 o'clock at night now. Night in the catacombs would turn into day at about 7 o'clock. There were about 7 hours left. What should he do in these 7 hours? On the surface, the 2 rank 9s were still patrolling, although there was no one underground. The true king monster plant's mentality was still very dangerous. Zhao Xingwu seemed to have made a move earlier. Was he covering for me on purpose, or was it because of something else? If something happens to Zhao Xingwu, will the true king monster plant still have the energy to care about the underground mineral vein? Fang Ping pondered for a moment. Right now, Wan Ting Tower was probably a place where everyone had their eyes on. Although they did not find him earlier, it did not mean that these people had given up. I have to leave Wan Ting Tower. I'm afraid I can't kill Xianzhen. These people all think that I will definitely target the people from Destiny Royal Court. If I appeared in the palace and killed Feng Miexing or Hua Yu, would anyone believe me? At this moment, Feng Miexing and the other princes had almost all arrived in the palace. To them, there was no place safer than the palace. There were true king powerhouses there, and many god general-level powerhouses guarding the lord, who would dare to cause trouble in the palace. When they arrived at the palace, these people did not even bring along their followers. During tomorrow's Holy Fruit Feast, the people who go to the palace from outside will probably be watched. These people are probably still wondering if I'm impersonating someone. But those people in the palace probably won't think that it's me. Fang Ping's eyes lit up instantly. Then he was overwhelmed with emotions. This was too dangerous and too exciting. True king powerhouses. Now he was thinking of killing and impersonating a true king powerhouse right under their noses. If he gave himself away, he would definitely die. Should I go or not? The palace was not far from here. The mineral vein below Wan Ting Tower even extended from the palace. Fang Ping could directly reach the palace by following the mineral vein. It's too dangerous. But how is Sky Plant City not dangerous? If I continue to stay here, once those people realize I'll be in big trouble. It's a pity that I don't know what's going on with Zhao Xingwu. If I knew what's going on with him, if Zhao Xingwu goes crazy again and diverts the true king's attention, then my chance will come. Fang Ping had some corpses and no one to cooperate with. If Zhao Xingwu was a spy, if he went crazy again now, the true king powerhouses would definitely pay attention to him. Then, he would be much more relaxed. Forget it. I'll be fine without Zhao Xingwu's cooperation. Fang Ping suddenly thought of something. It was not like he could not predict danger. He walked along the mineral vein toward the palace. There were still some scattered energy stones on the ground. He picked up a few as he walked, testing the danger. If the true king sensed something or took precautions, then his wealth would not increase. However, if his wealth increased, then it meant that no one had noticed him. I'll risk it. At this time, Fang Ping did not hesitate anymore. If this continued, he might not be able to escape Sky Plant City. Feng Miexing had already said that King Maple was coming back. If King Huai Manor was destroyed, what about King Huai? These two people hated him to the core. King Lord was very cunning. There was only one tutelary monster plant in the city. That was why they said they were going all out to capture him, but in reality, they were not going all out. However, when the two true kings returned, with their hatred for Fang Ping, they would definitely go all out. Let's do it. Fang Ping did not pretend to be dead anymore. He withdrew all his aura, and the injuries on his body healed instantly. Those bloodstains, broken internal organs, and whatnot were all left on the spot. After thinking for a while, Fang Ping gritted his teeth and even took off his clothes. A set of armor appeared on his body. This was the rank 8 divine weapon armor that old Zhang had given him. Things like clothes could easily carry some aura. It was difficult for Fang Ping to remove it completely. However, things like divine weapons were considered as one with the martial artist, so they could still be shielded. Luckily, I have a divine weapon armor. Otherwise, I would have to run around naked again. After putting on the divine weapon armor, Fang Ping muttered to himself for a while. Suddenly, a huge bottle appeared in front of him. Fang Ping wrapped the bottle with a layer of mentality, shielding its aura. The moment I emerge from the palace later, I'll blow up these energy liquids. Fang Ping was a little reluctant. 300 caddies of energy liquids was equivalent to 1,500 caddies of rank 9 energy stones. But there are energy stones everywhere here. I'll make a small fortune to earn big money. I'll blow up this place and get rid of the corpses. I can also attract other people's attention and make them think that I've come to Wanting Tower again. I'll purposely create chaos. When that time comes, I'm afraid everyone will think that I'm still lying in ambush at Wanting Tower, waiting for an opportunity. If nothing goes wrong, the people at Wanting Tower will definitely be the focus of everyone's attention tomorrow. Fang Ping calculated again and again. 300 caddies of energy liquids would cause quite a commotion when they were blown up. The true kings were also close. Who knows, the true kings might be attracted later. With his current ability, his mentality was slightly above 4,000 hertz. His mentality could be used as a starter to ignite the fuse. He could do it 4 to 5,000 meters away. However, beyond this distance, Fang Ping could no longer control his mentality to ignite the energy liquids. When he blew up Kuei Ming's corpse earlier, Fang Ping was the one who controlled the explosion. 300 caddies of energy liquids might not cause a big commotion. After all, there are still true kings solidified here. Fang Ping suddenly made up his mind. He would make a big commotion. Suddenly, a ball of imperishable energy appeared in his hand. He pressed it into the bottle. Energy liquids are worth 450 billion. One ball of imperishable energy is worth 100 billion. One ball is not enough. Fang Ping made up his mind again. Again, he put down 10 balls in a row. Even Fang Ping felt a chill run down his spine. This commotion was big enough, right? 10,000 yuan of destructive energy. In addition to the energy liquids, He would definitely blow up all the true king's mentality solidified bodies. When that time came, this mineral vein might even be blown up. There are 99 mineral veins nearby. There are 88 in the inner city. Once one is blown up, the others will be in danger. No matter how strong a true king powerhouse is, he has to come to the rescue quickly. Otherwise, if all of them are blown up, Sky Plant City will be destroyed. Fong Ping suddenly felt that he was really a genius. Too genius. When that time came, true King Tian, you might be lured away by him. The others would also be in chaos. When that time came, mentality might run rampant in Sky Plant City. In the midst of chaos, an aura flashed and disappeared in the palace. Who would pay attention to the palace? You can't catch the wolf without risking the child. A bomb worth close to 5 trillion, and an immeasurable amount of energy stones buried with it. Would it feel good to blow up a bomb like this? Fong Ping floated in the air, floating out of the underground pit. He did not breathe. He retracted all his aura. Like a dead object, he slowly floated deeper into the mineral vein. Fong Ping did not even have to think about where the palace was. He followed the mineral vein to the end. That was where the palace was. No, the end was where true King Tian, that was where the Lake of Life was. The 99 mineral veins convergence point is the most abundant in energy. A true king monster plant is absorbing energy there. No wonder it can create the Lake of Life. I can't go to the Lake of Life. I have to leave halfway. The palace is so big. Is there an underground drainage pipe? Fong Ping was anxious. If there was no, he would have to dig a hole to get out. However, digging a hole would leave traces and movements. Such a big palace could not possibly not have these, right? Although there were many powerhouses in the palace, not everyone was born a powerhouse. Li and the others were also weak. Did they not eat, drink, and poop when they were young? Fong Ping flew along the mineral vein. After flying for a distance, the mineral vein in front of him had become solid. Wan Ting Tower is less than 10 li from the palace. I've walked about 3,000 meters now. Does this mean that the first 2,000 meters are solid? Digging a 2,000-meter hole will cause quite a commotion. Should I detonate the bomb now? If I detonate the bomb, does that mean I might bump into the true king? If it comes here to put out the fire, I have to deviate a little. I can't be on the same path as the true king. Thoughts flashed through Fong Ping's mind. And I can't dig a hole, or else the traces will be easily discovered. Do I have to gamble again? An idea flashed through Fong Ping's mind. He would first blow up the mineral vein and make it a mess. Maybe he could blow up a tunnel. Even if there was no tunnel to the palace now, when the time came, maybe the true king would quickly open one. True King Tian, you can shrink its body. That means it's not a towering tree. When the time comes and the underground explodes, it will probably rush here along the mineral vein, right? When that happens, the tunnel will be opened. I'll take advantage of the time. It's suppressing the explosion to follow the tunnel into the palace. Then there won't be any traces left. But the time is short. I have to hide nearby. If it still has the energy to care about what's behind, then I might be discovered. The more Fong Ping thought about it, the colder he felt. He was really walking on the edge of death. He might even have to face a true king powerhouse. Now that things have come to this, there's no more time for me to regret and hesitate. Fong Ping gritted his teeth, turned, and floated to the side, using the tunnel to conceal his body. After a moment of silent calculation, Fong Ping's mentality suddenly moved. 3,000 meters. The explosion there would not spread so quickly. It should not hit him in a short time. But the time was short. It depended on how fast the true King Powerhouse's reaction was. At the same time, it was less than 2,000 meters in front of Fangping, in a gigantic underground crystal palace. There was nothing else in the crystal palace except a large pool in the center. In the middle of the pool, a small golden tree floated motionlessly on top of the pool. It was different from the rank 9 monster plant that Fangping had seen. On this small tree, an old human face appeared on the tree trunk. Around the crystal palace, 99 mineral veins spread out from all directions. The small tree had very long roots. At the source of each mineral vein, there were some roots climbing. The roots absorbed the energy of the mineral veins and finally gathered it in the pool. Drops of liquid seeped into the pool, just as Fangping's mentality ignited the explosion among the 99 mineral veins. The source of one of the mineral veins suddenly trembled slightly. On top of the small tree, the old human face suddenly looked in his direction. Before it could continue looking, the human face's expression changed abruptly. Then it flew into a rage. "How dare you!" The small tree was shocked. Right under its nose, someone was exploding the mineral veins. Unbelievable! Unheard of! In the next moment, the small tree's silhouette could not be seen clearly. As if it had teleported, it penetrated the crystal palace's wall in the blink of an eye, passing through the mineral veins as if it had teleported, rushing toward Wanting Tower. It was fast, and so was the explosion. Just as the small tree left the crystal palace, an earth-shattering explosion was heard. 10,000 yuan of destructive power and hundreds of caddies of energy liquid exploded. The commotion was especially shocking. Boom! This loud explosion disturbed the entire Skyplant city. Wanting Tower. Underground, there was a sudden tremor. Then, the ground exploded. The 2 rank 9s did not even have time to react before the huge Wanting Tower collapsed. Then, the explosion continued, and Wanting Tower disappeared instantly. "Damn it! Your Highness!" "Run! Save!" All kinds of voices came at almost the same time. Jinan was going crazy. He grabbed Ji Yao across the air and roared, "Flight step! The mineral veins are going to explode." Right now, it was not the mineral veins that were exploding, but he could already feel the intense danger. A true king's solidified mentality was exploding. The entire mineral veins were filled with violent energy at this moment. It was going to explode. Before he could finish speaking, an even louder explosion came from the place where the explosion happened earlier. Boom! The entire Wanting Tower was gone. Not only was Wanting Tower gone, at this moment, martial artists who had not reached high rank had disappeared on the spot almost instantly. Some rank 7 martial artists were also vomiting blood, fleeing toward the sky frantically. "Bastard!" At this moment, an angry roar echoed throughout the entire city. Underground, a towering shadow floated up. A tentacle extended from the giant shadow, extending toward the explosion instantly. Wherever the tentacle passed, the violent energy calmed down in the blink of an eye. However, the explosion spread in all directions. At this moment, a large number of buildings on the ground collapsed with a loud bang. Near Wanting Tower, some powerhouses in the mansions leaped into the air hurriedly, roaring, "Lord Guardian!" Not just 1 mineral veins. There were many mineral veins in the small imperial city area. This was the gathering point of 99 mineral veins. If one was blown up, the rest would be affected. Damn it! Even Celestial Elm, a monster plant that had lived for thousands of years, could not maintain its composure now. Even when Zhao Xingwu had slain a divine general earlier, it was indifferent. But now, Celestial Elm was enraged and anxious. Someone had blown up the mineral veins right in front of it, and it was extremely close to. There was a loud boom. Another explosion sounded. At this moment, Celestial elm no longer shrunk its trunk. Instead, it expanded instantly, bursting through the ground, pulling itself out of the ground directly. 10 meters tall, 100 meters tall, 1,000 meters tall, the giant golden tree was incomparably tall. Countless roots were like living creatures, extending in all directions. At this moment, it had to protect the 99 mineral veins to prevent all the mineral veins from exploding. At that time, other than it, there would not be many divine realm powerhouses left alive in Sky Plant City. And it was at this moment, not far away, Zhao Xingwu leaped into the air, his face full of shock. Fang Ping, he was sure, 100% sure, that Fang Ping fellow, his guts had already broken through the horizon. He had come to the Imperial City to blow up the mines. Blowing up the mines right under the nose of a true king, he was going to blow up the Imperial City. At this moment, Zhao Xingwu could not control his vitality force. Vitality force overflowed, blowing up the commander-in-chief's residence. He really could not control it. How bold of him! And this scene was so familiar. Back then, when he blew up half of gigantic Willow City's mineral veins, he was in the Nanjiang catacombs. After that, Fang Ping directly blew up a royal city in the Tian'an catacombs. And now, the other party had come to blow up the Imperial City. Other than the True King's Hall, is there any place more dangerous than the Imperial City? At this moment, such a thought actually occurred to Zhao Xingwu. Blowing up the royal city, blowing up the Imperial City. Only the True King's Hall would not be blown up. The 49 True Kings' headquarters would not be blown up if he blew up the True King's Hall one day. Chapter 753. With the explosion, the entire Imperial City was in chaos. Countless powerhouses no longer cared about the no-fly order, flying into the air one after another. In the sky above Wanting Tower, Jiyao was protected by Jinan. She was not injured, but she could not hide her shock. Fang Ping, at this moment, true monarch Tianyu, who was spreading its trunk near her, suddenly roared, "Hurry up and suppress all the mineral veins." As soon as he finished, he raged, "All divine generals, seal this place." All divine generals. It was a true monarch. The Lord's orders could not be obeyed, but it could. At this time, if anyone dared to go easy, it would kill. Tianyu's huge trunk reflected the entire sky in gold. Under its rage, no powerhouse in the city dared to refute it. In an instant, powerhouses gathered from all directions. No one is allowed to go out. Anyone who disobeys will be killed on the spot. Hurry! Protect all the mineral veins. Boom! Some powerhouses were still shouting when another loud sound was heard, followed by another explosion. The huge Tian Yu's old face showed anger. It was not that it was not strong enough, but there were mineral veins everywhere underground, spreading too fast. Right now, it was suppressing the violent energy with all its might. If not for its suppression, Sky Plant City would be gone by now, while the people in the air were still in chaos. Fang Ping was almost scared out of his wits. At that moment, Tianyu's small tree was about 50 meters in front of him, penetrating the ground and passing by in an instant. Fang Ping's legs almost gave way. 50 meters. If true monarch Tian Yu had paid a little attention, it might have seen him. These true monarch powerhouses could often penetrate some material and see very far away places. Although Fang Ping's legs gave way, the moment true monarch Tian Yu disappeared, his speed was also extremely fast. In the blink of an eye, he had burrowed into the pit that Tian Yu had just dug out. It was no longer a pit. A true monarch powerhouse could be killed by a rank 9, let alone a mere soil and stone. In a rage, Tian Yu had smashed a large path into the ground. Less than 2,000 meters. Fang Ping's full outburst. With the rank 9 combat boots on his feet, his speed was also extremely fast. This place was still considered peaceful. Wherever true King Tianyu passed, it suppressed the extension of all tyrannical energy. Fang Ping's speed was so fast that he broke through the air, suppressing the sound of energy explosions around him to prevent his speed from triggering sonic booms. In the blink of an eye, Fang Ping arrived at the Crystal Palace. When he saw the pool in the Crystal Palace, Fang Ping suppressed his greed with all his willpower. I can't take it. That was the lake of life. It was at least 50 meters in radius and 5 to 6 meters deep. How much life essence? The pool was close to 300 square meters. Even if it was just water, it would be 300 tons. The figure flashed across Fang Ping's mind almost instantly, but he quickly denied it. It was probably less than 300 tons. Although life essence was similar to water, it was relatively light. It had shrunk to 1/3 of its original size. 100 tons. 200,000 gene. Who, the F*CK, is more knowledgeable than me. Fang Ping roared in his heart. 100 tons of life essence and 99 mineral veins. Had any human ever seen it before? No, absolutely not. Those peak experts like Old Zhang could forget about seeing such a grand scene in their entire lives. What a pity, what a pity. I can't take it. The true monarch would find out. The true monarch was too powerful, so powerful that even if Tianyu lived here, he might be discovered if he was missing even 1 gram. At this moment, Fang Ping's tolerance had reached its limit. The system valued 1 caddy of life essence at 5 billion. 100 tons, 500 trillion. The increase in wealth points was already 50 billion points. This was still a small calculation. It might be more, maybe more than 100 tons. 1 trillion, 100 billion wealth points. If the system could really continue to upgrade, it could upgrade 3 times in a row. All of these flashed across Fang Ping's mind. In the next moment, Fang Ping left directly through a passageway on the side of the Crystal Palace. Tianyu lived here. Some people would come here to cultivate. This place was not sealed, but there were passageways. Fang Ping did not even turn his head. In my entire life, this was probably the most persevering moment I've ever had. Billions of wealth, really trillions. I didn't look, I didn't take it. It was right in front of me. I restrained myself. Fang Ping, am not a greedy person. It was not until Fang Ping entered the passageway that the roar came from outside. Fang Ping, on the other hand, did not care so much. He had already sensed chaos from above. The palace was also in chaos. It was right outside the palace. The mineral vein had exploded. It would be strange if it was not chaotic. Even the true king had gone to help. How could these people not be chaotic? Protect the Lord Royal Lord. Sky Plant Army, quickly suppress the mineral veins chaos. Someone come quickly. Help. For the past 1,000 years, this was the first time that Sky Plant City and the palace were in such chaos. Even when the Demon Emperor invaded Godland 1,000 years ago, the Demon Emperor was only acting violently in the outer region. The true king of the restricted area came out of Mount Royal Sea to fight the other party. That battle, even though it was a fierce one, it did not cause Sky Plant City to be in chaos. Now, Sky Plant City was really in chaos. It was not just the palace. Outside, cries and screams could be heard even from far away. Some buildings collapsed and disappeared. Even though the raging Tianyu had kept his power in check, it still implicated many people at this moment. Some low-ranked martial artists died instantly. Tianyu was already restraining it. However, its murderous intent was bursting out. Even if it was just a wisp that leaked out, it was enough to cause countless deaths. This was a true king. In the palace. At this moment, Feng Miesheng, and the rest were stunned. Fang Ping. That was the only word in Feng Miesheng's mind. Fang Ping was crazy. Not far from the palace. He was going to blow up the palace. Lunatic. We must kill this lunatic. If this lunatic does not die, I will never be able to rest in peace. This was too crazy. A venerable martial artist was blowing up the nest that the true king was guarding right next to him. If this was not a lunatic, what was? Feng Miesheng was even trembling a little. When Ancestor Wang came, he must find Fang Ping and kill him. If Fang Ping did not die, he was really afraid. He was afraid. We must kill him. At this moment, Feng Miesheng also rose into the air, looking in the direction of Wanting Tower, his face full of fear. In other directions, people rose into the air as well, looking in that direction. Rumble! Another explosion was heard. At this moment, true King Tianyu's body expanded, revealing his true appearance. Fang Ping and true King Tian, you moved almost at the same time. When true King Tian, you revealed his true appearance, Fang Ping also came out of the underground crystal palace. The moment true King Tian, you revealed his true appearance, everyone's attention was drawn. At this moment, Fang Ping did not hesitate. At this moment, the powerhouses were watching from the air, shocked and dazed for a moment. Fang Ping was so bold that he rose into the air and headed straight for Feng Miesheng, who was the closest to him. He was a fugitive. Fang Ping felt that there was no need for him to hesitate anymore. Feng Miesheng was the closest to him, and he knew Feng Miesheng the best. Who else would he kill if not him? While Feng Miesheng was emotionally unstable and distracted by true King Tianyu, who else would he kill if not him? As for whether anyone saw him, Fang Ping could not care less. There was not enough time. Tian, you would be able to suppress the riot very soon. At this moment, the golden house did not shine with golden light. It descended abruptly. Feng Miesheng's vision went black. Before he could react, Fang Ping went all out, his mentality exploding. He could not give him a chance to use the true king's avatar. An explosive rumble rang out in the golden house. Feng Miesheng's eyes went blank. He was not dead yet. The maple leaf appeared in his hand, but he did not have time to throw it out. The rank 8 Chongdao appeared in Fang Ping's hand in the blink of an eye. He slashed. Boom. An explosive sound rang out again. Everything seemed slow, but it happened so fast that it could not be any faster. In the next moment, Fang Ping's figure appeared outside the golden house. At this moment, Tianyu's avatar had just been revealed. Close to 1,000 meters away from Fang Ping, Lord Wang did not use flight step. Instead, he stayed in his main hall, surrounded by a few God General guards. At this moment, Lord Wang tilted his head slightly, his brows furrowed slightly. Soon, he did not care anymore. In the blink of an eye, there were some unusual movements. However, at this moment, the entire palace was in turmoil. A large number of Tianji soldiers were running around in the palace. The powerhouses were also flying everywhere with flight step. It was extremely chaotic. He was a cripple. A cripple could not release his mentality. Naturally, he could not cover the palace. There were some situations that he was not clear about. Huff! Fang Ping panted. The armor on his body had transformed into the clothes that Feng Miesheng wore. Fang Ping's heart was pounding. Did anyone see it? Did anyone? He killed Feng Miesheng in the blink of an eye. It was really in the blink of an eye. It was just killing an upper stage rank 7 martial artist. Feng Miesheng had just broken through to upper stage rank 7. Fang Ping had to go all out to kill him. It was done in the blink of an eye. The people nearby were all watching Tian. You suppressed the riot. No one saw it, right? Fang Ping, heaved a sigh of relief. No one suspected him. There was no other reason. His wealth had increased. After killing Feng Miesheng, Fang Ping obtained a ring. He did not open it. However, at this moment, his wealth had increased. It had increased a lot. Before this, it had just reached 300 million wealth points. At this moment, the moment he obtained the ring, it had actually reached 600 million wealth points. 3 trillion wealth points. This Feng Miesheng fellow actually has 3 trillion wealth points. No, this fellow actually only has 3 trillion wealth points. Fang Ping suddenly realized 3 trillion was only 10,000 caddies of energy stones. Feng Miesheng was 2F * king poor, a true king's descendant, the heir to the Lord of Kings, arrogant and despotic to the extreme. A fellow like this only had 10,000 caddies of energy stones. I didn't want to kill you at first. I thought I could keep you alive. I thought about killing a lot of people. In the end, after going 1 round, I actually came back here. Fang Ping felt helpless. In the beginning, he did not come to the restricted area because he wanted to kill Feng Miesheng. However, when he came, he thought it would be best not to kill him. Even until now, Feng Miesheng still died in his hands. He had to admit that this was Feng Miesheng's fate. Fang Ping held the maple leaf in his hand, hesitating slightly. Did the Maple King's clone detect his mentality just now? Probably not. According to Old Zhang, if a true king was not powerful enough, it was impossible for him to be a monitor all the time. Under normal circumstances, he would be in silence. Old Zhang could be a monitor all the time, but it did not mean that others could do the same. Although Fang Ping always felt that Old Zhang was bragging, it was inevitable that Zhang Tao was powerful. If he said that the average true king could not do it, then it was probably very difficult. The last time the Maple King's clone detected Zhao Xingwu even gave him a warning. It had only been a few days. The Maple King's clone should be in silence now, right? It should be. Otherwise, if he really found out, even if there was no one controlling him, he would explode on his own. The true king's clone was not only controlled by humans. If the true king's clone was awake, it could also explode on its own. It was the same when Old Zhang buried one in the sea last time. At critical moments, when these clones were in an active state, they could also explode on their own. His wealth points have increased. He probably doesn't know. Otherwise, he would have exploded and killed me now. Fang Ping pinched the maple leaf and did not care anymore. He put Feng Miesheng's ring on his finger. Fang Ping did not have time to check it. He glanced at the martial artists in the flight stance around him. There were not many people on his side. The closest one was Huayu, who was more than 500 meters away. Feng Miesheng and the others entered the palace by themselves. Fang Ping glanced at Huayu. Huayu happened to be looking at him, too. He said coldly, "Feng Miesheng, is this person really Fang Ping?" Fang Ping's expression was ferocious. Suddenly, his mentality exploded. Some of the servants who were still running below were suddenly killed by Fang Ping. Seeing Feng Miesheng lose control of his emotions, Huayu sneered. As expected, Fang Ping had become Feng Miesheng's inner demon. At this moment, Feng Miesheng could not even control his emotions. It was obvious that he had been greatly affected. On the other side, Purple Moon smiled faintly. Feng Miesheng, why make life difficult for these servants? If you have the guts, go and kill Fang Ping. I don't need you to provoke me. Fang Ping's expression was ferocious. He gritted his teeth and said, "You idiots! Fang Ping is audacious. He even dared to do something like this. If I don't kill him, do you think I'm the only one who will be worried?" At this moment, true King Tian, you had already suppressed the mind's riot from afar. Fang Ping snorted coldly. His expression was livid. If Fang Ping doesn't die, none of you will have an easy time. You want to laugh at me? What a joke. Just wait for your deaths. This time, the king ancestor has returned. No matter what, I must kill Fang Ping. Fang Ping scolded himself for a while. Then he saw true King Tian use true form shrink. With a snort, he landed on the ground and entered his palace. Then he yelled angrily, "They're all dead? Someone, clean this up." Not far away, Hua Yu and the others sneered. Of course they were all dead. It seemed like Feng Miesheng had been provoked by Fang Ping. Even as they thought about it, their expressions turned serious. Fang Ping must die. A person like this could not be left alive. In the past, they had mocked Feng Miesheng. This time, everyone felt how difficult and bold this fellow was. Sky Plant City was in turmoil because of one person. Even the true king was angry. At this moment, true King Tian, you was really angry. His mentality began to cover Sky Plant City and investigate. The vicinity of Wan Ting Tower was explored inch by inch. However, the mentality was very brutal. Clearly, there was not much to gain. On the other side, when true King Tianyu began to explore, Zhao Xingwu was just about to move when he heard Tianyu's voice. "If you dare to cause trouble again, I will kill you." Tianyu was furious. He, who had always referred to himself as old, was now completely enraged. Hearing this, Zhao Xingwu smiled faintly. "True King Tian, you worries too much. I am certain that Fang Ping has come here. True King Tianyu, you better kill him this time. If he doesn't die, I will not be able to eat or sleep in peace. Previously, I entered the royal court because I wanted to kill him. If he doesn't die with his personality, he will seek revenge for the smallest grievance. I will not be able to sleep well even if I reach the peak." True King Tianyu ignored him and continued to explore. Scanning inch by inch was an extremely taxing task. It was impossible for it to scan the entire imperial city on its own. However, it was sure that Fang Ping could not have gone far. It had arrived extremely quickly. With Fang Ping's strength, the distance from the detonation of the mineral veins would not be too far. Fang Ping was definitely still nearby. Of course, the other party might have taken the opportunity to escape when the explosion had sounded. But now, Tianyu was not satisfied. It was a true king rank expert, yet it had been reduced to such a sorry state by a venerable realm martial artist. If it didn't kill Fang Ping, then it wouldn't be able to face the other true kings. He would be laughed at by the other true kings. The resurrected martial artist had blown up the imperial city right in front of him. Although it did not explode, Wan Ting Tower was now gone. A few hall master manors had collapsed. The royal court had 9 halls. The true king hall was not here, but the other 8 halls were near the imperial palace. The tribute hall was closest to Wan Ting Tower. Now Wan Ting Tower was gone, and the tribute hall had been blown away. This was a great humiliation. Not only was true King Tianyu searching, but Jinan and the others were also searching. These people were still searching when true King Tian, you suddenly shouted, "Clear the rubble. Everyone nearby is not allowed to leave. Wait for inspection." It wanted to check every single person in the vicinity. Fang Ping might be mixed in with this group of people. As he spoke, a few divine generals seemed like they were about to leave. True King Tian, you suddenly shouted, "Divine generals are not allowed to leave either." When these words came out, some of the divine generals were stunned. True King Tianyu ignored them. He now suspected that the other could not only impersonate a venerable, he could even impersonate a divine general. As for whether Fang Ping could kill a divine general, Tian, you suddenly thought of something. Perhaps some divine generals were not even real. Some divine generals only came to the imperial city because of the sacred fruit feast. Could it be that they did not come at all? Fong Ping could be impersonating them. Perhaps Fong Ping had been hiding among the divine generals' powerhouses from the beginning. As for Sunflower, Maple Jade, Maple Flower, perhaps it was all a trap set up by Fong Ping. His real identity was now one of the divine generals. Tianyu thought of it. After it finished speaking, some of the divine generals thought of it too. This time, some of the divine generals from outside were targeted in the blink of an eye. Everyone is in danger. Even divine generals cannot avoid it. Ji Nan suddenly sighed. Divine land was going to be in chaos. If they did not kill Fong Ping now, there would really be chaos. Before this, it had nothing to do with divine generals. Now, even divine generals could not be trusted. As Ji Nan spoke, he even muttered, could he even impersonate a true king? Impersonation has nothing to do with his strength. Instead, he can impersonate whoever he wants, if that's the case. Ji Nan shuddered. Ji Yao's face was also pale. She said fearfully, we must kill him. Uncle Wang, you must kill him. If he doesn't die, there might be chaos. As she spoke, Ji Yao suddenly looked at Ji Nan. Ji Nan's expression froze instantly. What did his niece mean? Ji Yao also realized that something was wrong. She said bitterly, Uncle Wang, now everyone looks like Fong Ping. Ji Nan was helpless. After a long time, she said, even if he can impersonate, it should only be his aura, not his strength. If he really has the strength to impersonate whoever he impersonates, he would have impersonated a true king long ago and created chaos. Ji Yao breathed a sigh of relief. Ji Nan had demonstrated his strength before. This should not be Fong Ping's impersonation. Thinking of this, Ji Yao gritted her teeth again. Uncle Wang, can we really kill him? Even the true king can't find him now. How can we kill him? Ji Yao looked at Tian Yu, who was still investigating from afar. Her expression was bitter. It was so chaotic earlier. Fong Ping might have escaped long ago. How could they investigate? The true king's mentality covered a large area. It could even cover a few thousand li. However, that was covering, not probing inch by inch. A few thousand li away, they could only feel some fluctuations, energy fluctuations. Fong Ping could also restrain his aura. He could hide anywhere, and he could even disguise himself as someone else. At this point, the amount of work required was too much. Ji Nan transmitted her voice. The Maple Monarchs will return soon. At that time, the monarchs will join hands and seal off the entire Sky Plant City. He won't be able to escape. But how much longer will the Maple Monarchs need? Ji Yao felt a little helpless. Although the true king's hall wasn't far from here, that was only relatively speaking. The messenger from the imperial city had just left not long ago. It would take at least 1 or 2 days for them to arrive at the hall of the true king. Furthermore, even if he did, the true monarch wouldn't be waiting for him at the true monarch hall. The true king was also busy. They might have returned to the king's territory, gone to the royal sea mountain, or gone somewhere else. After all, they weren't the kind of followers who could be summoned at any time. Ji Nan was also helpless. She said, then continue to seal the city. Now that Heavenly Jade Monarch is enraged, he will definitely investigate and won't let him leave Heavenly Plant City easily. I hope so. Ji Yao sighed again. She was deeply worried. Why was Fong Ping so hard to kill? She hadn't expected that even a true monarch would be unable to find the other party. The palace. In the palace where Feng Miexing was, the corpses outside had already been cleaned up by the new servants. Feng Miexing entered the palace alone. The people from Prince Feng's mansion were not brought along. Feng She had also gone to the true king's hall to deliver the message. At this moment, in the main hall, Feng Ping was sitting alone on the high seat. Some servants wanted to come in and serve him. Feng Ping roared furiously, "Get out!" Those people dared not stay any longer. One by one, they fled. Now that His Highness Feng was furious, they dared not court death. The people in the palace were also well informed. They already knew that Feng Ping, who had created chaos this time, seemed to be Feng Miexing's biggest enemy. Now that the other party had created chaos again, it was inevitable that His Highness Feng would be furious. Feng Ping and the rest ran away. He quickly opened Feng Miexing's storage ring, took out a set of clothes, and changed. It was still a little dangerous, just now. If someone stronger than him, a rank 9 powerhouse, would investigate him. He was wearing the divine armor, and they might notice something was wrong. I didn't get Feng Miexing's divine weapon. I haven't learned any combat techniques either. If I make a move, I might be exposed. If I can avoid it, I must not. I don't know if the Holy Fruit Feast will start tomorrow. If it does, please don't fight. F*CK. I'm going to learn from Fatty Jiang and scare people with my family background. Feng Ping had a plan in his mind. He could not make a move. If he did, he would be finished. This time, I'll be the strongest king, for once. Old Wang. Oh, Old Wang, I really have to rely on you guys this time. It's urgent. If nothing happens in the king's battleground, with Feng Miexing's personality, he won't leave until he kills me. Only when you guys make a big mess will I find an excuse to capture you guys and force Feng Ping to show himself. Only then can I leave. Otherwise, if King Feng really comes back, I might not be able to continue hiding. Feng Ping was helpless now. If Old Wang and the rest did not work harder, he would not be able to hold on much longer. Now that he had made a big mess, he could use the excuse to capture them, to force Feng Ping to show himself. That was the best solution. Before I came, I didn't plan for things to turn out this way. Even a true king wants to kill me. Feng Ping once again felt that he was innocent. Before he came, because he did not know the specifics of the situation, he only had some plans. He did not expect things to turn out this way. Now, a true monarch was still searching for him a few thousand meters away. If things went wrong, a few more true kings would come back soon. I can't stay in this place anymore. If Old Wang doesn't make a mess, Old Zhang and the rest should work harder too. It would be good to do something big in Mount Royal Sea. Feng Ping's mind was full of thoughts. After a long time, he sighed softly. Forget it, he could only wait. For now, he should count his gains. He should do an inventory of Feng Miexing's belongings. He had to use some of his wealth points. If he really got the holy fruit tomorrow, and its value exceeded his imagination, he would be done for if it reached 1 billion points in one go. Feng Ping did not even dare to think about it. That scene was too beautiful. He was a little afraid now. Could the holy fruit be worth more than 10 trillion? If it really exceeded 10 trillion, damn, he could not take it. In front of a true king, that can't be right. At that time, it would definitely be fatal danger. Logically speaking, it shouldn't have increased my wealth points. The key is that I'm afraid the system will have a problem. Suddenly feeling that I'm not in danger and doing this to me, Feng Ping was a little shaken. Tomorrow, there would be true kings and a large number of god generals. If he suddenly exposed his true identity, everyone would be looking at him. TSK, TSK. Feng Ping did not want to think anymore. Thinking about it made his legs wobble. I have to spend my wealth points. Maybe I can build an eternal lake in the future. Feng Ping muttered in his heart. This time, he had produced so much imperishable substance. Maybe he could really build an eternal lake similar to a bounded domain. How extravagant! Please remember this book's original domain name. 9 Heavens, Divine Emperor. Chapter 754. A Storage Ring. This was the first time Fong Ping had obtained a storage ring. The storage jade pendant he had obtained from the king battlefield was very small, only about 1 cubic meter. He had given it to Huang Jing before, but old Huang had given it to old man Li. Feng Mieshing's storage ring wasn't that big either. There was no blood contract. Fong Ping did not know if it was because he was simulating his aura or something else. In any case, he opened the storage ring directly. About 5 cubic meters. It was a rectangular space with a length and width of more than 2 meters and a height of about 1 meter. There were some messy things inside. There's only so much space. I thought that all storage rings were huge. Fong Ping fiddled with the silver ring in his hand. It exuded a quaint aura. Quite a lot of life essence, almost 250 kilograms. Feng Extermination had stored up quite a lot of life essence. It seemed like he was afraid of death. It was a pity that he didn't have a chance to use it before he died. 250 kilograms of life essence was worth about 1,250 billion. There's a lot of energy fluid, too. This guy is so extravagant. He doesn't even have any energy stones in his storage space. It looks like he uses energy fluid to recover and cultivate. There must be more than 1,000 kilograms here, right? Looking at the concentration of 1,000 kilograms of energy liquid, it should be about 5 times the concentration of energy stones, which was comparable to 5,000 kilograms of energy stones. It was worth 5 trillion. Heavenly golden lotus. Damn, there's actually a whole heavenly golden lotus. I've never seen a whole heavenly golden lotus before. It has 8 petals and costs 160 billion. Fong Ping was a little surprised when he saw the entire heavenly golden lotus in the air. He had never seen a complete heavenly golden lotus before. Last time at the 100 Kings Palace, he had changed 6 petals, but they were not complete. There were 8 complete petals, 100 sunflower fruits. This should be the bribe from Monster Sunflower City. It's worth 100 billion. Divine weapons. 5 7th-grade divine weapons, worth at least 60 billion. This is a reward for this subordinate, right? Fong Ping examined it carefully. There were not many things in the storage ring. Life essence and energy liquid were the most abundant, while the heavenly golden lotus and sunflower fruit were used to increase spiritual power. Very quickly, Fong Ping discovered a treasure that could enhance the physique, the golden body fruit. A golden body fruit was worth 10 billion each, yet Feng Extermination had saved 10 of them. It looked like he was preparing to finish honing his skull and enter rank 8 as soon as possible. After searching for a while more, joy flashed in Fong Ping's eyes. A 9th-grade divine weapon. Feng Extermination actually had a 9th-grade divine weapon. Could it be that this fellow was using a 9th-grade divine weapon? Fong Ping understood now. Feng Mieshing seemed to be using the rank 8 divine weapon long halberd that he had used in the battlefield. He had not changed his divine weapon. A rank 7 using a rank 9 divine weapon did not mean that it would be more powerful. The more powerful the divine weapon, the greater the consumption. As for Ji Yao using a grade 9 divine weapon, she was rich and willful. She had a lot of grade 9 divine weapons, so no one would care if she used it for fun. A 9th grade divine weapon is worth at least 100 billion. It's a pity that it's a halberd, not a saber, but I'll get old Zhang to modify it so I can use it as well. The energy liquid was worth 5 trillion. The life essence was worth 1,250 billion. The heavenly golden lotus was worth 160 billion. The sunflower fruit was worth 100 billion. The golden body fruit was worth 100 billion. The rank 9 divine weapon was worth more than 100 billion. And 5 rank 7 divine weapons were worth 60 billion. Other than these items, Fong Ping also found some other scattered items. He wasn't too familiar with it, but after checking it out, it should be some treasures that could improve one's mental strength and physical body. There was an energy fruit that looked like an apple. In Fong Ping's opinion, it seemed to be slightly stronger than the heavenly golden lotus. Moreover, he could sense that energy. It might also be a treasure that could improve one's mental strength. What's this thing? It's probably worth more than the heavenly golden lotus. It should be worth 200 billion, right? Fong Ping calculated. The items in Fong Extermination's storage ring were worth at least 5 trillion and above. This did not include the storage ring and the True King's avatar. Fong Ping knew that the True King's avatar would not be valued. The few that old Zhang gave him had not been valued. As for the storage ring, it seemed like it would not be valued either. However, this was on Earth. On Earth, the value of things without transaction records would not be calculated in time. It might not be used as a reference. The storage jade pendant that Fong Ping obtained last time was not valued. However, in the catacombs, there seemed to be storage equipment transactions. Fong Ping had seen storage rings for sale in the 100 Kings Palace before. It was just that they were too expensive, almost unaffordable. How much is a storage ring with 5 cubic meters worth? Storage equipment is very expensive. Although it can't be compared to mine, it's still worth more than 100 billion. The system might have calculated it. For me, after all, there are storage equipment transactions in the catacombs. Even if the storage ring was not included, Fong Ping calculated. The value was not right. Fong Extermination's items had increased his wealth by 300 million points. However, if he were to calculate it now, it would increase by at least 5 trillion. I understand now. As expected, the system doesn't give me any loopholes. Fong Ping shook his head. He understood. The last time he was in Monster Sunflower City, he got a lot of energy liquids. In the end, he gave 500 caddies to Fong Extermination and 500 caddies to Li Yi. Half of the 1,000 caddies of energy liquids in Fong Extermination space belonged to him. Even the big bottle was the same. In that case, if I snatch what I give away, the system won't calculate the value a second time. Fong Ping understood. This was his first time doing this. He had given many things in the past, but he had never snatched them away. For example, he had given many things to old Zhang, but he could not snatch them away. 500 caddies of energy liquids. That's 2,500 caddies of energy stones, 750 billion. If I subtract this, Fong Extermination has about 2,750 billion worth of items. The system added about 300 million points to me, which is worth 3 trillion. Then it can only be a storage ring. Fong Ping had an idea in his heart. The storage ring had added wealth points to him, and its value was about 250 billion. So expensive. If I don't calculate according to the manufacturing difficulty and only calculate according to the size of the space, then 1 cubic meter is 50 billion. Fong Ping sighed inwardly. Storage equipment was indeed expensive, not to mention that the larger the space, the harder it was to manufacture and maintain. If 1 cubic meter was 50 billion, then wouldn't his 10,000 cubic meter space be worth 500 trillion? If he wanted to expand the space himself, 1 cubic meter would only need 500 million. If I calculate according to the system's valuation, then the value of my jade pendant last time is comparable to a rank 8 divine weapon. And this storage ring is even more expensive than a rank 9 divine weapon. Its value is comparable to a rank 9 divine weapon armor. Fong Ping sighed again. Storage equipment was indeed rare. The value of an armor was usually about 2 to 3 times that of a divine weapon. The storage ring in his hand might be small, but its value was comparable to a rank 9 divine weapon armor. Even Fong Ping did not have a rank 9 divine weapon armor. I've really struck it rich this time. Once again, Fong Ping calculated his assets. 1,000 caddies of energy liquid plus energy stones is equivalent to 35,000 caddies of rank 9 energy stones. There are a total of 9 petals of the heavenly golden lotus, 8 golden body fruits, 130 sunflower fruits, more than 500 caddies of life essence, 1 rank 9 divine weapon, 5 rank 7 divine weapons, 1 storage ring, some divine fruit, vein molding flower, 100 honing fruit, 20 lumps of 1,000 imperishable substance. Fong Ping shook his head. The total value was definitely more than 10 trillion. This trip to the catacombs was really profitable. Looking at his own data again, Fong Ping felt even more emotional. The catacombs was a real treasure trove. Wealth, 620 million points vitality, 70,400 calories, 70,480 calories mentality for 1,099 hertz for 1,099 hertz destruction force, 35 yuan, bones honed, 206 bones, 100% storage space, 10,000 cubic meters, plus energy shield, 1 point/minute, plus aura simulation, 10 points/minute, plus I can't keep so many wealth points. I have to use some more. Fong Ping dared not keep so many wealth points. Very quickly, he began to condense the imperishable substance lumps again. 1,000 yuan per lump, 10 million wealth points per lump. This time, Fong Ping made up his mind and condensed 50 lumps straight away. This time, his wealth points dropped to a little more than 100 million points. There are 70 lumps of imperishable substance now. 70,000 yuan of imperishable substance. Fong Ping shook his head. He was a rank 8 4th level martial artist. His imperishable substance was only 35 yuan. Based on this calculation, the amount of imperishable substance he condensed was comparable to the sum of 2,000 upper stage rank 8 martial artists. Rank 8 martial artists, rank 8 third-level martial artists, could condense about 1 yuan in a month. At peak rank 8, it would be slightly faster. They could condense about 2 yuan in a month. Fong Ping was not too sure about rank 9. However, it should not be too much. 5 yuan a month was considered too much. Desperate realms might not be too slow. At desperate realms, the speed of mentality recovery was relatively fast. Their abilities were also extremely strong. Fong Ping felt that it was possible to recover 100 yuan in a month. Even if desperate realms powerhouses recover 100 yuan of imperishable substance a month to condense 70,000 yuan, they would need 700 months, 60 years. Fong Ping sighed even more. 60 years. Old Zhang and Li Zhen combined didn't even take 60 years to reach the peak. In other words, even if the two of them didn't use the imperishable substance to refine their bodies, they wouldn't have as much time as Yang Kai did. These newly promoted Paragon powerhouses are poor, but it's hard to say for the others. Star Town's desperate realms have been Paragon powerhouses for a long time. Even if these people use a lot of it for their own cultivation, they can still save some. Fong Ping suddenly thought of a problem. Those veteran Paragon powerhouses might have saved up a lot of imperishable substance. Of course, they needed to cultivate. Sometimes they would also fight. Once they started fighting, they would consume a lot of it. However, Star Town's Paragon powerhouses had been at least 300 years. Saving 100 yuan of imperishable substance a year was considered little. After so many years, they should have at least a few thousand yuan in assets, right? It's hard to say. These Paragon powerhouses will fight too. Once they fight, Even a few thousand yuan can't afford to be consumed. Fang Ping shook his head again. For example, Warlord. In a previous battle, he killed a true king. He was also heavily injured. Not surprisingly, in order to recover quickly, Warlord might have used up a lot of the imperishable substance he had saved up. These desperate realms would not let themselves be injured for too long. So, from the looks of it, even if the desperate realms stay longer, I'm afraid they're poor. After all, the stronger they are, the more they consume. If they want to hone their bodies to become stronger, it won't do if they don't have enough imperishable substance. Fang Ping seriously doubted that even if all the desperate realms on Earth were added together, would they have more imperishable substance than he had? 70,000 yuan is equivalent to a peak rank 8's cultivation for 3,000 years. Fang Ping calculated again, mumbling in his heart, most rank 8 powerhouses can't cultivate to golden body 9 refinements. It has a lot to do with the imperishable substance. The gap is too big. If they rely on themselves, they might not have enough imperishable substance to cultivate until they die. But I'm different. I have so much imperishable substance. If my mentality can keep up, I can definitely cultivate to rank 8 golden body 9 refinements. Fang Ping did not know how much imperishable substance he would need to cultivate to rank 8 golden body 9 refinements, but it would definitely not be little. Ordinary rank. 8 powerhouses would really cultivate to death. Even if there were paragon elders in the family, they would not give their own imperishable substance to their descendants to cultivate their golden body. Even paragons themselves lacked it. How could they have so much imperishable substance to give to others? Old man Li uses vitality to cultivate his golden body. Vitality is easy to recover. I use imperishable substance to cultivate my golden body. I have a lot of imperishable substance too. If that's the case, in today's world, the only ones who can cultivate their golden body to the highest level are me and Old Man Li. Fang Ping licked his lips. What kind of power did a rank 8 golden body 9 refinements have? He really wanted to try it earlier. The cultivation difficulty was so high, it could not be too weak, right? A rank 8-9 refinements, or an origin path powerhouse who was stronger and who was weaker. Fang Ping had no clue how to comprehend the origin path. Fang Ping felt that this kind of high difficulty task was not suitable for him. If he wanted to improve his combat strength, the first thing he had to do was to improve his golden body. I've proven my Tao through strength, right? Fang Ping suddenly thought of a term. Rank 9 was the path of enlightenment. The time he had been practicing martial arts was too short. Until now, he was still confused about the path of martial arts. He was already an upper stage rank 8 martial artist, but he was still like that. He was afraid that when he stepped into rank 9, he might not be able to walk the path of origin very quickly. Then he would be a weak level 9. A weak rank 9. Fang Ping felt that it was too shameful to be a weak rank 9. He might as well continue cultivating his golden body. There was no need to be tortured by others when he entered rank 9. A rank 8 oppressing a rank 9 was what he should do. As he thought about it, he sighed suddenly. What was the point of thinking about all this now? The most important thing now was to find a way to leave Sky Plant City. If he didn't leave now, it would really be difficult for him to leave. The return of the Maple Prince and the others was a big problem. After all, they were his own grandchildren. How could he not sense something was wrong? The sky was bright. Earth calendar, November 15th. On the second night, Fang Ping entered the catacombs. It had been almost half a month since Fang Ping had entered the catacombs. On the 6th, it had been 10 days since Lao Wang and the others entered the king's battlefield. Mount Imperial Sea. Zhang Tao gazed at the depths of Mount Imperial Sea from afar, his gaze deep. That kid, he had stayed for quite a long time this time. Half a month. There was no news for half a month. Could he have been seen through? Half a month was not a long time for the average martial artist. There were those who stayed in the catacombs for decades. Some rank, 9 powerhouses guarded the catacombs and did not leave the catacombs for decades. They were not alone. But to Fong Ping, it was really a long time. Annihilate Sky Gate City. Go to the bounded boundaries, fight the forbidden catacombs. Fong Ping had not stayed in these places for too long. While Zhang Tao was pondering, a figure came using flight step from afar. He did not come from the outer boundary, but from the restricted area. Zhang Tao took a look, his gaze moving slightly. Something had happened in the king's battlefield. Very soon, the person arrived. Greetings, Martial King. The person who came was Fong Ping's acquaintance, Wei Yong, the family head of the Wei family in Star Town. When Wei Yong saw Zhang Tao, his gaze was complicated. Zhang Tao smiled. Family head Wei, are you the one guarding the king's battlefield this time? Yes, Wei Yong responded. His gaze became even more complicated. He stood opposite Zhang Tao, paused, and said, Martial King, the next time martial arts university students enter the king's battlefield, can you notify them a month in advance? Zhang Tao said nothing. Wei Yong sighed. Martial King, it's not easy for Star Town to nurture some juniors. We can't afford to go on like this. We can't go on like this. The last time Fong Ping came, the juniors in Star Town in the king's battlefield had a hard time. They couldn't kill Fong Ping, so they took it out on others and hunted our people everywhere. It's just been a few days. Wei Yong did not want to speak anymore. His expression was bitter. God, please don't let the martial arts university people come. It had been 100 years. Although Star Town had fought many battles in the king's battlefield, it could not be like this. Zhang Tao coughed softly and smiled. Family head Wei, let's talk business. What's going on? Wei Yong remembered this and sighed. Wang Jinyang and the others entered the king's battlefield 10 days ago. Fong Ping did not come at first, so we thought it was fine and did not inform the people inside to evacuate. Who knew? Who knew that these people are not quiet people? Martial King. These few days, the rank 7 region is in chaos. Plus that brat Jiang Hao from the Jiang family. A group of people can't wait for the world to be in chaos, killing wantonly in the king's battlefield. What ruins, what mystic realms, they don't care at all. In short, it's killing. They kill whoever they see. It's chaos, it's a mess. In the king's battlefield, our goal is still for the ruins, for the opportunity. Killing is not the main thing. In the past, unless it's to fight for the ruins, there's only killing. If it's not near the ruins, there's very little killing. But now, no matter where it is, there's endless killing. Many people from the rank 7 region have already come out. Some have already gone to the 2 royal courts to ask for reinforcements. As Wei Yong spoke, he was almost suffocated to death. It was not like this. The real killing was more frequent in the rank 9 region. There, not only humans were killing each other, but the few royal courts were also killing each other. They all had their own goals. As for the other regions, it was mainly to explore the ruins and improve quickly. Their ultimate goal was to enter the rank 9 region and find some of the things that the top powerhouses wanted to see. If the killing in the 7 and 8 regions was intense and everyone died, who would go to the rank 9 region to search for the traces of the 2 royal courts. But now, the rank 6 region was almost empty. The rank 7 region was also in chaos now. Over at Star Town, many people could not hold on anymore. 2 days ago, the Su family's second son ran out with a long face. He could not hold on anymore. In the past, everyone talked about territories and camps. Now, There was no need to talk about it anymore. They were all in a killing frenzy. It did not matter whether it was ruins or not. When they saw people, if they were not on the same side, they would kill them. If they could not kill them, they would run. If they ran, there would be people chasing them. The more they chased, the more people there were, the messier it would be, coupled with the chaotic monsters inside. The rank 7 region was no longer a place for people to stay. Zhang Tao coughed softly again and asked, "What about the casualties?" "They're mainly going after the martial arts university students. Star Town's casualties aren't that high, but the people from the other holy lands won't agree to it. They're furious now and hope that Sino Nation can disqualify the martial arts university students." Wei Yong smiled bitterly. King Wu, the people from the 6 holy lands would join forces. But now, when they see the Sino Nation martial artists, the people from the other holy lands are running as far as they can. The holy lands have already sent people inside to summon their rank 7 martial artists back. Zhang Tao snorted. "A bunch of trash. What's there to run for?" Wang Jinyang and the rest, the strongest one, Yao Chengjun, has just achieved upper stage rank 7 not long ago. How much trouble can they cause? Even the early stage rank 7 Qin Fengqing didn't say to run. Why are they running? I remember that the Holy Lands still have some peak rank 7 martial artists inside. Do they have the guts to cultivate to this level? Zhang Tao's expression was cold. How did they cultivate? Did Qin Fengqing run away? Wasn't he still at the king's battleground? He had just achieved rank 7. Wei Yong smiled bitterly again. He said, "Qin Fengqing, it's not that Qin Fengqing doesn't want to run, it's that he can't. Right now, in the rank 7 territory, there are people hunting him down everywhere. Others can still leave the exit. The catacombs don't want to fight wantonly at the exit either. But Qin Fengqing and the rest, they reached the exit. I heard from the people who came out earlier that when they were near the exit, more than 20 rank 7s wanted to kill them. How can they get out?" Wei Yong continued. "King Wu, if this goes on, I'm afraid these people will really be in danger. If they can't find the weak point of the rank 6 territories barrier, I'm afraid they won't be able to leave the king's battleground." Zhang Tao's head hurt. He thought for a while and asked, "Did the 2 catacombs kings send reinforcements?" "Not yet," Wei Yong replied. "I heard that the heirs to the throne in the catacombs have been fighting for an opportunity recently. These people have now returned to the depths of the catacombs. That's why there are fewer people in the rank 7 territory in the king's battleground. Otherwise, I'm afraid they would have been killed long ago." Wei Yong had also heard about it from the martial artists guarding the king's battleground. These catacombs' royal highnesses were mostly rank 7 and 8. They had many subordinates, like Feng Mieshing. Many of the commanders under him would enter the king's battleground with him. Under normal circumstances, when one of them entered, he would bring at least 3 martial artists of the same rank under him. That was the least. Now, more than 10 royal highnesses from the 2 royal highnesses did not come to the king's battleground. Suddenly, there were less than 100 people. This was the reason why Wang Jinyang and the others hadn't been surrounded and killed so far. Moreover, the important figures of the 2 royal highnesses were not here. No one had the prestige to unite the 2 royal highnesses. Thousands of demons and the guardian royal highnesses did not care either. If Ji Yao or Feng Mieshing and the rest were here, they could at least contact the demons guarding the royal highnesses. Opportunity, Zhang Tao murmured. What opportunity? Could it be that the kid Fang Ping was also waiting for an opportunity, and that was why he did not come out? This kid was extremely daring and liked to do things on a grand scale. With so many crown princes gathered together, the kid might just go there. Zhang Tao pondered for a moment. Wang Jinyang and the rest had stirred up trouble in the king's battleground. Now that the king's battleground had gone back to look for reinforcements, the crown princes might lead their people over to encircle them. Is he deliberately creating chaos in the king's battleground? This kid has already made up his mind to find a way to get to the king's battleground. After a long while, Zhang Tao said, "When the people from the restricted area come to help, then come back and report the news." Then Wang Jinyang and the rest, "Calm down. I have no other way now. I can't go in. If I can't go in, they can't come out. There's no point in panicking." Wei Yong was helpless. After thinking for a while, he said, "King Wu, if they don't die this time, the next time they come to the king's battleground, you must inform us in advance." Zhang Tao was speechless. What was up with the people in Star Town? They were so timid. What was there to be afraid of? There were many rank 7 martial artists in Star Town. There were at least 20 in the king's battleground. This was just Star Town. In the other sacred lands, there were more than 50 in total. That was the least. They could also recruit more people, up to 100 people. With so many people, if they really fought, did they have to be so afraid of the restricted area? As human martial artists, it was 1 against 2. They could even fight 200 rank 7 martial artists. What was there to worry about? As Zhang Tao thought about this, he said casually, "Don't worry too much. The 2 majestic courts are not on good terms, and neither are the crown princes. Even if there are reinforcements, it will be a dozen people at most. No need to be pessimistic." Wei Yong thought about it and agreed. 2 crown princes were probably the usual limit. A dozen people did not need to worry too much. Right now, there were only 60 to 70 people from the 2 majestic courts in the rank 7 region. The king's battleground was huge. It would not be easy to find Wang Jinyang and the rest with 70 to 80 people. As he thought about it, Wei Yong suddenly said, "There won't be more than 10 people this time, will there?" Zhang Tao was about to say no, but he suddenly paused. After a while, he coughed softly and said that tell the human martial artists in the rank 7 region to prepare to evacuate at any time. Wei Yong was stunned. "Just now you said not to be afraid." Martial arts practitioners need to be bold. Why are you preparing to evacuate now? Zhang Tao found it hard to say. "I'm worried that something might happen. According to the previous situation, the reinforcements might only be a dozen or so people. This time it's hard to say. When 100 or so people come, you'd better evacuate as soon as possible. Otherwise, you might be wiped out by the 2 majestic courts' reinforcements." Of course, he could not say this directly. Zhang Tao still reminded him again, saying, "The situation is not too stable recently. The catacombs is also more chaotic. If more reinforcements come, then everyone will be in danger. So, make sure you're fully prepared." Okay, Wei Yong did not think too much. He would just prepare. Soon, Wei Yong left. He still had to go guard the king's battleground to prevent any problems. After he left, Zhang Tao thought for a while. Maybe he should go to the Forbidden Catacombs. The Forbidden Catacombs was the closest to the king's battleground. He was now in the capital city catacombs. It was a little further away. I don't need to call for help, right? This thought came to Zhang Tao's mind. If that kid really came, it meant that the commotion would not be too big. Otherwise, he would not have come to the king's battleground so easily. Me alone should be enough. As he thought about it, Zhang Tao cursed in his heart. What kind of person am I, the Martial King? Do I need to call for help when I go to the king's battleground to pick up a few juniors? You're tuning in to the Mystic Fist YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.